Well, welcome, Reds family. This is it. This is it. LFC, Liverpool Football Club, are Premier League champions for the 20th time. Yes, can you dig it? Right? It is all toes and fingers to count up on this one because it is going to be number 20 for us, a record equaling 20th title. And what a way to do it. Typical, as of late, I should say, with this club, as we didn't necessarily start off the actual game with the best of starts, I guess you could say. But we did get it done all the same as we dismantled the Spurs 5-1 in front of a sun-drenched, thunderous Anfield crowd of just beautiful, beautiful Mighty Reds out there. So it was absolutely incredible to watch this bit of history. And big up to those that were actually there at the field, at the pitch, those that were outside the stadium, around the city, around the globe, like most of us are. Absolute incredible settings to be living in. Big up to Edward, big up to Lee, big up to Philly Liverpool FC, champions again. Yes. Big up Jimmy, big up to Jimmy as well. Lee, Edward, and all those that are joining us, whether this is you catching us on the replay or maybe you're tuning in late. Just realize that I am showing proper respect and due because it's history, people. It is history. It's poetry in motion. It's Liverpool, and it's all ours to savor for the next couple of weeks, which is the greatest part about it. And for Arne Slot, can we just take a moment? What a debut season. What a really magnanimous coach, I would say, because I really do respect what he ended up doing at the end of his little time to actually address the crowd there. Because Slot became the first manager in Liverpool history to win the league in his first season at the club. It's incredible because, let's be honest, he acknowledged it. Klopp handed over the baton and Slot ran with it straight into immortality. But he was very, very respectful to acknowledge the fact that this was a team that was put together by Klopp, that was put together by some really tempered and very, very emotional ties to some of these players that we all have. And obviously we have emotional ties to our former coach. And it was really, really cool to see him give a shout out to Klopp, but also to even to do the whole he did the remix of the Slot la 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 la. Just switched it up and put the Klopp's name in there to recognize it. That was really super cool. Absolutely incredible settings. Absolutely incredible settings. But yeah, let's just walk through the day briefly, I guess. Basically, Anfield, its normal self, electric, absolutely rocking at kickoff. Some were saying the vibe was so electric that it felt like we already won the title, and but in true Liverpool style, they gave us a little bit of a scare at the very beginning via actually a former Red, so that was kind of interesting. Dominic Solanke, of all people, I guess you could say, headed in Spurs goal. It was a very well taken goal, by the way. As soon as we started lining up, I don't know what it was, but I had a bad feeling about the corner kick. That's just me being honest. I'm not saying I'm a crystal ball, like, I can see into the future type thing, but for some reason I just didn't feel right about that one. And unfortunately, Spurs took a 1-0 lead after 12 minutes. The tension was very, very, very palatable, but all the same, we as Reds, you know how we do. If you're scared, get a dog, man, because we are not that candidate. Especially when you have the man from Colombia on your team. And we have JK on our team too. Let me bring in JK real quick. Hold on. Big up, JK. How you doing?
All good, bro. All good. How you doing, bro?
Good. Just just enjoying this moment with the people, Yeah, it's going over the game, I guess you could say, a little bit. But
yeah, I
I
seen
was
the
just
videos.
talking about how
No, I was
you
just
seen the
saying,
videos
the one
that
you,
I put into the
oh,
chat.
bro, that was a good vibe there. Top vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see people. Depending if we get up to like 20 people in the chat here, I'll try to put it in. I'll try to put in the footage that I have, at least some of the footage that I have that won't get us like copyright, stricken or something like that. Because I do have permission. I do have permission to share the stuff via. I do have permission to share it. So from the club, from my club, or at least from the owners of the bar, they gave me permission to share any footage that I had. So I'll definitely try to do that. But that's for possibly a little bit later. But I just like we have a man from Baracus, right? Who just said, "Wait a minute, Mr. Solanke. Let me tell you my name. My name is Lucho." And and he definitely showed up, got the equalizer. It was kind of a weird one, primarily because we had to deal with, we had to deal with the VAR BS. You know what I mean? And but it ended up being okay. I actually thought that he was onside for a hot minute, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We have
50-50. It
Nalante
was
in
just
the
on the
house too.
borderline.
Big up.
Big up, Nalante.
Big up. Got Brian in the green room. Give him a little time to freshen up, sitting in the makeup chair probably or something like that, maybe. Getting prepped. Nalante might be doing the same as well. So I see he's on mute. Oh, Nalante's with us. All right, Nalante, how you doing, brother?
All day slow, cha la
There you
la
go.
la la la. All day slow, cha la 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 la. All day slow.
Oh yeah, you had to come on. Yeah.
All
He's on.
day slow,
That's right. I
cha la
forgot.
la
It's gonna
la la
be a
la.
camera debut. What
Uh-huh.
is up?
No boy.
Chilling
Debut.
in the got the piano in the back. I'm surprised you didn't go to the piano and start doing like
No boy.
tickling the ivory, right?
Come on.
Oh
No
man,
moaning.
what
No
what
moaning.
better what
Come on.
better way? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 12 man. No moaning. I mean, would it be nice if if there was some Italian pizza on the menu? But it's fine. I'm gonna park that. You know.
That's hilarious. I love it. Oh man, I like the crib too. It's looking fresh to death.
Indeed. If I had that kind of money. But
Big
yeah.
baller, you're on some John W settings back there. I see you.
Exactly. It's all right, man. That's JK, man. JK is the quiet man behind the scenes. JK just doesn't want to know, man.
Yeah.
We got.
Oh
We got
man. Let's see. What's that? Oh yeah, we were just talking about the man from Baracus that came in and ended up, bringing a little bit of how can I even put it? But gave us a little bit of like, hey, calm down. Breathe, people, breathe. So all the Lucho haters out there, my guy said, hey, recognize. I'm here. I got you.
Guy's been on form.
We're gonna get this done.
He's been on form.
I'd say Lucho has been the most informed red for the past, attacking red for the past easily the past month, if not possibly 6 weeks, something like that.
3 Premier Leagues wins in a row.
Say again. Say one more time.
3 Premier League wins in a row, and he's been involved in all of them.
Yep.
So, fair play to Diaz. Stepped up big time.
Yep. Big up. So, I was trying to get this one picture for you. Let me see one thing. Yeah. I think most successful English club ever. Yes, that's right. Here's a question for you. Anybody want to tackle that one? I know my answer is obviously yes, but I'm biased.
I would say yes if you take the N word away now. We were before we even went.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'd rather have 6 Champions Leagues than 3, and then have United have 1 more leagues than us before yesterday happened. So we were still, for me, the greatest team in England. And have you noticed how a lot of United and Arsenal fans are saying, have you noticed Liverpool won the league and no one cares and all this? You must have seen that on Twitter. Like, just jokers writing that everywhere. A majority of the other football clubs, Leipzig, Hungary, like countries like that, they're all like bigging up their players. Japan did it for Endo. Like, a lot of sort of love came in that way.
Yep. Agreed. Big shout out to the Irishman. Irishman, how are you doing today? See what
he's there.
He's there. He just came up.
He just what Irishman wants to say now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, all good. Just wanted to come in and say hello to everybody after yesterday. Hope they had a great day, whatever you got up to. Ignore all the haters. Don't worry about all that shit. It's our day. Forget about all those Man U fans, Arsenal fans. Forget about all them. It's a Liverpool day. Liverpool week.
Yeah.
So I hope you all had a brilliant day, whatever you got up to.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen Lee since, obviously. Lee is on a mission, I assume.
He was right. He was the first one to say he's going to be here.
He's having a little diddy wink celebration with Tracy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, rumor has it Bernie and Norm have joined the party.
There you go. Yeah. Shout out to Mark A in the house. Trust me, my bank account would have been very, very happy if Nunez had just shot the ball rather than passed the ball. Trust on that. Oh my goodness. That was yeah.
In the words of the famous Irishman on our panel, what do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. At this point, you just gotta you just laugh and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? You just kind of go 20. That's what you just say. Get the dub. Who cares? I guess. But yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been definitely nice. I think for when he got in the game, it was like the odds were like plus 1,400 or something like that. Something stupid that he would score a goal. That was pretty wild. Like, but at that point you didn't really care. You know, at that point you kind of didn't care. Yeah, that would have been good. There would have been drinks. There would have been a lot more drinks going around at the pub that night if he had scored. But all the same, there was still a lot going around. Talking about the game, absolute incredible settings. Talked about the Lucho equalizer. VAR doing their part to try to make it like a little bit freaking, like weird. You got the semi-auto. I don't know why it took that long just to like pop it on, but all right, we move. Alexi McAllister. Wow. That part, all of a sudden, Alexi McAllister has just said, you know what? I kind of like doing this. These wonder goals from McAllister, absolutely incredible. That took us to 2-1. Absolute venom in that strike. I mean, pure venom. Shout out to Agent Cody, by the way. Made a glorious return to the scoring books. Really, really, really good header. Textbook header off a corner. Was really, really well taken. By that point, I think all of us are pretty much settled into, start the bus, get the band, get the band ready. We're ready to rock and roll, right? And the Egyptian king then said, "Hey, wait a minute, it's not a party unless he can get some," basically. So Mohamed Salah stepped up. Number 4, 28 goals, by the way, for the Egyptian king. Absolutely incredible. And a cherry on top, you know what? Snoop Doggy Dog, right, said, you know what? We probably shouldn't have scored that first one. So let's give you back another one on our end and gives us an own goal. I'll say this to the panel. After Liverpool fell behind early, how impressed were you with the team's instant response? And what does that say about their mentality under now Arne Slot? I'll ask that. Oh, Lee's joining us, so I'll ask Lee that question. I'll repeat it for him. After Liverpool fell behind early, Lee, how impressed were you with the team's instant response?
I was very impressed. Thought it was excellent. Okay, it was slightly below par Spurs side, but it was excellent the way we come back from going 1-0 down. It was pretty instant, wasn't it? Didn't take long before we were 3-1 up. Thought Cozy played well in that opening half hour. Everybody really liked it. It was a good performance once we got going. And I was really, really impressed with the comeback.
That's cool. Yeah, shout out. Yeah, Cody had a great Cody was I think Cody knew he was going to score today. I don't know if he's been wearing that T-shirt every game, by the way. He's going to get a fine for that and a yellow card, but he's also going to, I think he gets fined for that as well.
Was it?
Because by having like he had So even though it's a positive message, it's still, I think.
It's a big day. It was a big day for him, wasn't it? So you can understand he wanted to do that on a big day, like. No,
I know his faith in his belief in his faith is strong, and like to each is their own, So, but yeah, it's that was definitely meaningful to see that.
Interesting to see Jota there on the bench for the second game in a row, isn't it? You wonder now, like, about his future a little bit, don't you? But with us needing players in so many other places, you wonder if we would replace 2 strikers at once.
It's going to be interesting. Certainly going to be interesting. Definitely. Were you impressed with the response, Lamante?
Yeah, I was, but again, I think slots. It's just one of those things that we could have scored before then, and I don't know. It's a season that I haven't really thought about being panicky because usually in previous seasons, when the league used to pray like, "Oh, please go, we got to win this game." But this game wasn't worried. I mean, no disrespect, but it's Spurs. No disrespect, it's Spurs, and it's just everything was aligned, and what not the win, but it's just the performance was pleasing to round it off with a performance like that. Get back to our what we've been doing to the last 2 months was pleasing. So yeah, I was never worried, man. It was just a matter of time, and then once Lucho, it could have been anything, and the performance was an A star performance to wrap up the title. And yeah, man, happy days for everyone. Inside, outside, on top of the bus, on top of the parade, on top of the moon, on top of your dad's car, wherever you are, in the toilet, whatever you're doing, for all Liverpool fans. So there you go.
There you go. All right, all right. JK, how about for you?
Mm-hmm.
Was
nice
it a?
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to ask, what does this say about the mentality under Slot? Have we now seen that this team is this more of an identification of them really like believing and understanding what it is that Slot's really doing with this message, or was this more about, I don't know, maybe something they already had instilled in them already? What do you think about it?
I think the occasion, the players were sort of hyped up about the occasion, and they knew yesterday they're not going to lose that game. I think hence why you've seen the switch of energy change. As soon as they scored, bang, we were on it. We scored 2 goals quick time, equalised, and McAllister banged his in. And then we just took it from there. I just feel we could have done that a bit more this season. I think if we played like the way we did yesterday, maybe against Newcastle and PSG, the results would have been different. I think the midfield yesterday, for example, that was the midfield back to its best there. All three of them. I even mentioned
absolutely.
Today.
Well put.
2 assists. He got 2 assists, bro. And that was, for me, a perfect midfield display by all three. And if we had that midfield against PSG and Newcastle, we're winning them games. Simple as. And that's why, for me, a midfield is very important in the team. If they're playing well, the team plays well and we get good results. I was happy to see the gear change. The gear change was good, fast. It weren't like we stayed at first gear. We went straight up to 4, bang, let's get them goals back.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, hey, let's be honest with you. Shout out to, shout out to Dom, who had a really good game. I thought could have scored a goal, to be honest with you, but did set up another, and then McAllister has just been informed for the last month or so. So not surprising settings from him, but shout out to Gravy. Had a really good game today. Was really engaged, involved. Mm-hmm. We're not going to necessarily do a ratings game because I will give everyone a 10 for being just being a champion, but yeah, Brian, was there any feel good moment that you got from this game? Was there anything that really made you say that kind of touched your soul a little bit to see happen?
I would like that to have happened, but no, with this one, I'll have to relive this one differently, I suppose. It's just been one of those weeks and one of those weekends. I'm just glad it happened. I think for the team, the crowd, I think it was kind of an inevitability. They were not really going to allow that to. I mean, when you think about it, it was only really Liverpool players that scored yesterday. Dominic Solanke, he probably learned that at Liverpool. So, we don't mind that. They're all Reds. They're all Reds. He just wanted to get in on the action, He wanted to get one at Anfield today. They won the league. At least he can say that. But yeah, it was just I can only imagine what it was like to have been in that crowd, and especially like Tottenham. You almost want to like sort of thank them for it because they allowed us. I mean, that wasn't a great side, especially the way they were playing out from the back and stuff, and they just kind of allowed one of those great games to happen. Where as soon as McAllister hits that shot with his left foot, I mean, then everything is there. Everything's I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, Mo.
That kind of shut down all hope of, or if there was any, because I love watching those match reaction shows or league or goal reaction shows. I love watching those, and especially for the watch-alongs of our rivals. I'll be honest with you, I don't watch too much of them, of our reactions. But because you always like to see, we tend to be on the winning sides of a lot of the games, so you end up like wanting to watch those. But yeah, the first goal happened. I think Spurs were on cloud 9. They're thinking, this isn't going down. Not on our watch. That's at least what they're saying. And then, like I said, Baraka, excuse me, the man from Colombia said, hey, hold my cerveza. And and then next thing you know, McAllister with the wonder strike. And then after that, it was just like cool runnings all the way through. Obviously, this title didn't happen overnight. Since the turn of the year, we've built a pretty sizable lead. Some would call it monstrous because, I mean, like, let's be honest with you. What is it? What's the point tally now? Is it? I want to say it's 15 points. How many points are we up now? There's no anyone. I know it doesn't necessarily matter per se, but let me see. I think it's. I want to say it's 15.
It's
Anyone know? Up top
15. Yeah.
Is it 15?
15, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
15 points, bro. Yeah. Perfect. I want our season to finish with us with the biggest lead possible against them on the second place team. I want it to be like a
like a 20 point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've done a proper job. We have though. We lost 2 games, but Arsenal over the last month have not even really won in the Premier League, really, but Ipswich, I think. The other games have drawn. So they haven't really kicked on. So they're really relying on tomorrow's game to get them anything from this season. It's going to be funny that they sort of played Odegaard and Saka on the bench and stuff in the Premier League games, and then just to save them for these games.
Yeah.
It'll be funny if they lose and they go out and they don't end up with nothing. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, like, look, Arsenal won't be able to catch us, obviously. And I would love to have enough. I would love to have enough points. This is enough points to be like, look, it wasn't really much of a, it wasn't a race, but humble yourselves when speaking to English royalty here. But even Manchester City, their reign of terror, I guess, it could be seen as being over. It's a defining moment. I mean, what was this season? What did you have a defining moment? I have one for I could give you an example at least. My defining moment this year was November 2nd. Arsenal lost to Newcastle. City fell to Bournemouth. And we were down. I think we were down 1-0 to Brighton. And then we came back to win that game. I think we were down 1-0. Yeah, I think we were down 1-0. And then we beat Brighton 2-1 with a late winner. I kind of feel that was like a very symbolic moment in this season. for us, at least. I honestly also think that the Leverkusen game in the Champions League, that's outside of the league at least, was a defining moment in this year, because that was like the first time that we saw what was Arne Slot somewhat abandoning of our striker options and going with this whole Cody, Lucho, Salah front line that a lot of people, when they first saw it, were like, what are you doing? Is there any moment like that for you guys? I know you might have to like give it a whirl on thinking back on the season now. I didn't prep you guys to get this question before, but I see Brian put in. I'll ask Brian since I see your answer in the chat. Brian, for you, you said City 2-0 was that one?
Yeah, like kind of the week, I suppose. I know it's like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Leverkusen wasn't, but that week when we beat Madrid 2-0, and then so it was like that was a great performance, you know. But then to follow that up, beating City 2-0, I thought that to me was like, yeah, this is a serious team. This is a proper team. You know, that really to do that in just so like 2 clean sheets. Like you can beat City, but to beat them with a clean sheet is extra. So yeah, that to me was like, that was kind of around they haven't played anyone yet kind of time. You know, putting all that to bed. People could. That's funny actually. When you look at now that was fair enough. I would have probably had that jibe because it's a jibe because obviously I wouldn't have meant it seriously, but if Arsenal had our opening 6 or 7 fixtures, maybe whatever it was, I would have been saying, yeah, but they haven't really played anyone that strong. But if you actually look back, most of those teams, Bournemouth, Brentford, they've all actually had really good seasons. I suppose are weaker teams that we played, and Forest, and they beat us. And look where they finished.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, it did kind of look like a mixture of lower league sides, but when you look at it now, they've all had better seasons than Man United have, than Spurs have. Some of them better seasons than Chelsea had until recently. So, but then definitely. I just think that City 2-0 game was a bit of a marker, I think, for everybody in the league. We just beat the champions of Europe and the champions of England in 1 week, in the same week, keeping clean sheets against the champions of Europe and the champions of England. You can't really do much better than that.
Yeah, that was it for me. That was my favourite moment, was the final whistle against City, because we held them off pretty weak, pretty easily for that game, playing the fourth midfielder and just Diaz and Salah. It worked a treat, and that's when I thought, yeah, we're going to win this. We're definitely going to win this. And as Brian said, it come hot on the heels of the win over Real Madrid. So yeah, that was the greatest moment for me. When he blew the whistle, it was all over. It's because I enjoyed the game. You know, it wasn't like dying for the whistle to go because we weren't hanging on or not. It was just when it went, I thought, yeah, that was the business. That was something special. What Arnie did.
Yeah, it seems like you're not alone, Brian and Lee. A good number of the people in the chat have put the City game. The City game away was sublime in the league. The 2 City home and away. Let's see, the consistency this season has been amazing. LC's first 17 matches, LC got 42 goals and scored 42 points, and scored 40 goals. Last 17 matches, Liverpool got 40 points and 40 goals. That is definitely big up. 28 games unbeaten run. That's impressive. That is definitely impressive for sure. Yeah, that the games that I was talking, or at least that week, that was the week I was talking about was the week where it was like a week after we had just drawn 2-2 at Arsenal, or at the Emirates, and then, but we had the big win in the League Cup to beat Brighton, and then that week that I was talking on, we had Brighton back to back, if you remember, and we had the Brighton match at their grounds, and then we had the return fixture at our grounds. I'm trying to think of who scored in that game. I'd have to look it up to see who scored for them, but I just remember that we went down in that game early in that game. Yeah, it was like look it up here. Kadoju goal in the 14th minute, and we had whole first half of thinking like, okay, here is these mid-table teams that are going to be tough. They're going to fight us tough, and this is us at home. And we battled back to win that game 2-1, and then we had Leverkusen the next week after that. And that's why I was thinking that maybe that was for me that was one of the moments. But I can understand it completely why people would say that the City matchup, because that was before everyone really started thinking that City was able to be, actually on the verge of somewhat of, I wouldn't call it a collapse, but certainly not on the levels that we're used to seeing City at. Kind of humbled them, to say the least. Well, all right. Well, then let's talk about the man at the helm. Let's talk about our gaffer. Put on what some might think of as being a masterpiece against a Spurs team that is in, I don't even know what you call this Spurs team. That's a shame. But let's talk about the man at the helm. Like I said, Arne Slot, the first Liverpool boss to win the title in his debut season. No major squad overhaul. Only really one summer signing that was an immediate involvement in the club. Obviously, we had two signings technically, but we only had one signing in Federico Chiesa, even though he barely featured this year. Arne Slot trusted Klopp's squad. Like I said earlier, he gave props and respect due to Klopp. He believed in the club's DNA. I believe he unleashed a mentality monster 2.0 in this club, in the sense of, hey, this is when true champions, rise to the top. And that's what we saw happen. His numbers, let me share some numbers with you. I saw some numbers being given in the group or in the chat. And by the way, KJ, if you're available, definitely join the group, join the crowd, join the panel. But let me give you some numbers, and I wanted to hear JK and Nolante's thoughts on these numbers. 11 wins in his first 12 matches in all competitions. As someone spoke on it earlier, I think someone said 28 game. I have 26 game winning unbeaten streak in the Premier League. Might have been 28 games with some of the other games put in into the number, like as in league or FA or something, like FA Cup or something. But 26 match unbeaten run in the Premier League. Top of the league, since this is something else I saw someone else put in, stealing a little bit of my thunder, but all good. Top of the league, top of the table since early November. Shout out, Mr. Smith, my red. Good to see you. Champions. We are champions. Yes, we are. Big up, Paul. This follows in the footsteps of Mourinho, Ancelotti, Pellegrino, Conte. Slot joins the rare group to win the Premier League in his first attempt. Still haven't played anyone for sure, Pops. I'm going to ask this of Nolante, and then I'll ask it of JK too. And then if the other panelists, Mr. Brian and Mr. Lee, want to answer this, they're more than welcome. But what's impressed you most about Arne Slot's leadership this season, his tactical intelligence, trust in players, quote unquote, or his ability to manage the pressure of replacing Klopp? What would you say is like the most like endearing quality that you've come to appreciate from Slot? And that's for Nalante, because I know you and myself have both been relatively critical of this coach. So,
yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a roll first, so 12. So if you come back to me on that question, ask the others first. But what I just wanted to say quickly to your previous question about the games. So I just wanted to answer that quickly, and then I'll let the guys answer you this question. Of course, a lot of people are saying City, Leverkusen, which is true, and away, home. But for me, I've got a different perspective. I'm going to go with a different answer.
okay.
The City away game. Okay, I'll just quickly say just 3 games for me. One of them was the 2-2 with Fulham, and it's a draw. The 10 men at Anfield. That we're down 10 men for about 70 minutes or so. I probably got the numbers wrong, but for a long period in that game, and we're 2-1 down. But the way Slot tactically changed it with Gravenberch and the intent from the team, and we nearly won that. That was a game, and I said, you know what, this team's got a bit sunken. You only got a draw, but you could have easily won. And even Fulham at the end, Silva, all the players are saying, whoa, and thank God we got a point. And that kind of shows the character of the team. 10 men, that kind of awoke in me. And Slot tactical tweaks and the way we played with intent, that was impressive for me. And then one of the other games was the Brentford game, because I think and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Arsenal dropped points as well that weekend or day. I could be wrong. But again, Brentford's, we struggle quite a bit, peppering, and then obviously one of his few games, the man in the moment, Brian's favourite man, Mr. Nunes, came and got us 2 goals. The subs, Elliot, Kaiser, they affected the game. So those 2 games for me we said, you know what, okay, well, okay. But again, I don't like to again. And then of course the City game was where I said, you know what, this league is kind of it's gonna be, but you just don't want to say it. Yeah, so that's it really. That's all I have to say.
Okay. I'll ask you then, JK, too, because that somewhat tells some of the belief or the impressions you got from him, meaning Arnie Slot. JK, how about yourself? And I'm going to bring up some of the answers that the panel, or no, excuse me, the chat has given too while you see yours.
Mine was when West Ham beat Arsenal 1-0 in their ground. That was the day for me, was probably the most, when I knew we won it. That was the day. But yeah, the results against City away, beating United at home, stuff like that all helped and stuff. But for me, really, what really got my notice was that West Ham 1-0 away win. But other than that, we did pretty well, bro. The Forest game 1-0 at home was like, ooh, I can't even really remember that game. It was a blur. But after that, we went on a mad run, and we wrapped up the league pretty well. I think someone wrote in the chat, we were on top of the Premier League since November. So think about that, bro. We've sort of dominated this league. It isn't like we fluked it or whatever. We've dominated it. 1 away win, loss, and 1 home loss all season. You can't. That's not bad. That's not bad.
No doubt.
That's up Pops as well in the chat, and KJ, Bernadette. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to. Whoops. Yeah, I'm trying to load up some of these. It might glitch my the feed a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't. I'm gonna try loading up some of these clips for us that are the ones I can play at least. Where there's no. I don't think you get. I'm not showing the game actually, so I don't think I'll get in any strikes or anything dumb about having TVs in the background possibly. Let's see. Let me see one other thing. How about for Lee? Do you have something that you think was that's impressed you about Arne Slot?
I think his tactical adaptability. If you just look at the league on its own and forget about the Palace and Newcastle games, his ability to change things at times. Like Nalanti drew attention to the 2-2 with Fulham at Anfield. We had 10 men for nearly the whole game. And if that game had gone on 5 minutes longer, we'd have won that, I feel, because we were really knocking on the door at the end and in injury time. If we'd have had a little bit more time, we may have won that. That was a standout a thing from his sort of adaptability, the way he just sort of like reshuffled it. Yeah, there's been quite a few. I've been really pleased with his tactical adaptability. Yeah, he's been calm and everything. That's been great. What else about him? Yeah, maybe you could give a few players a few more minutes if I'm going to be picky.
Okay.
But apart from that, it's been non-stop good times, hasn't it? Really, all season. Got a couple of disappointments, but you're always going to get that in football. The league season on its own has been outstanding. I mean, Ranieri's a good one to compare him with, I suppose, because Ranieri was his first season at Leicester, and Ranieri didn't have like a ton of money, like, and loads of signings either. But Ranieri had managed in the Premier League before. That's one thing you can say that Arne hadn't and Ranieri had.
Okay, I think I have 2 clips ready for us. I'm gonna put this quote. I'm gonna put this in the chat too, and I'm gonna go. Well, if we could go quick fire around the chat, or excuse me, around the panel. What would be your answer? And if you have an E, none of the above, someone else that you want to say, you can say that person. But I have basically 1, 2, 4 people that I'm going to nominate here. And I'll put this in the chat right now. Hopefully, I didn't all fit in there, but okay. This is the audience poll that I have for my Mighty Reds here. Who has been Liverpool's true driving force this season? Has it been Mohamed Salah, 28 league goals? Virgil van Dijk, our captain, Alexi McAllister, the midfield dynamo for us? Or are you going to give it to Arne Slot, the mastermind behind the scenes? That's my 4th choice. If you want, you can put a different name in there, as like a write-in candidate, But those are the 4 choices I'm going to offer out. Who would you say is your person? Let's just go Brian, JK, Nalante, and then Lee. Let's go right across the board. And again, if you want to put someone else, you can put someone else in. Oh, Brian?
Sorry, what were you asking me?
No?
The question.
Oh, yeah. I was just asking. The 4 of those 4, who would you put as being your?
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. No, like
as in who was like the driving force this season for us, and if you want to put
like Philly,
different choices,
like Philly is saying there. Yeah. No, like Philly is saying there. Like, because you were going to ask me, I didn't answer about the most impressive thing about Slot or whatever it was, but to me that was just basically trying not to be Jurgen Klopp, because that would have been a dead sentence. You never would have worked for him. So but yeah, it's the main 2 things are him. You hear Ibu talking today, coming in and saying, apparently, like, people were incredibly impressed with him very early on, in the way he came in and spoke to players and pointed out things to them about what they'd been doing wrong and how they were going to fix it, kind of thing. Don't try and be Jurgen Klopp. You're not Jurgen Klopp, and no one's ever going to be Jurgen Klopp. Don't just be Arne Slot. Just be Arne Slot. That's what he did. So you can see him yesterday, the way he sang the Klopp song. I thought it was a great move. But the boys were just talking about how humble he is. So I think he deserves, obviously, an enormous amount of credit. But then the boys, like I said, he can only send the boys out there. They have to go out and do it. And at the end of the day, Mo Salah has absolutely delivered this season. You know, the rest of our forward line really wasn't. It was maybe on half cylinders for most of the season. We're kind of chugging along. And Mo has been a massive, massive driving force. Just look at the numbers. If he's not doing that, then we're probably not doing this. I don't want to put it all on one player, but he has been absolutely massive this season. But look, it's everyone, man. It's everyone. It's all the way down to the guys that played 8 minutes and 5 minutes. They played their part. Endo played his part. You know, all of those people that, like I say, minutes here and there, but they played their part. Even Kwanzaa got hooked at halftime with Ipswich, but he played his part. You know, right throughout the season. You know, they can all wear that medal. You know, they don't have to ask themselves questions. You know, I just think it's the fans, it's absolutely everybody. But this guy, I think he came in, and everybody should be rightly impressed about what he's done. You know, people asking, is he the best? Is he that? Fuck that. Don't worry about that. Right now, he's the man that's won us number 20. And let's just back him to be the man to go and get number 21. You know, let's just do that. Because that's what it is now. We're tied. That's fine. That's one thing. Next milestone, next rung of the ladder is 21 out there ahead of everybody. You know? So let's all back him. Let's do what we have been doing. Let him do what he's been doing, and give him a few other players. Let him mix it up a bit, change it up a bit, and see what happens next year. But yeah, he's kind of nailed it, really, hasn't he? I know we can talk about the rotation stuff, but look, he's gone out and he's won us the league, and like JK is saying, he wants us to be 20 points ahead. Well, he's only saying that because we're in a position to be able to do that now. We're actually in the position of like going, okay, we won it. How much can we go and win it now? Can we go and win it by a huge margin? And that's down to the manager, and that's down to the players. Like I say, Cleveland Kelleher, he played his part big time. You know, they'll all walk away. You know, there's Cleveland Kelleher, there's guys out there. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, Stephen Gerrard, keep coming back to it. That man doesn't have a Premier League medal. You know, there's guys out there that, you know, I hope, you know, they know how privileged they are to win a Premier League medal with Liverpool. But they'll all have played their part.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. How about for you guys? How about for anyone else want to speak on that? JK,
for me,
speak on that?
Yeah, one guy, bro, Salah, driving force. What a guy! 28 goals, 18 assists. Guy's been on fire. Best player in the world this season. Wow, I can't really describe what he's done this season, bro. Probably for me, my favorite season of Salah at Liverpool. Because back in the days, we had a Bobby, we had Mane, we had other guys sticking around and doing their business as well. But this season, it just felt like Salah was a one-man army, getting us winners and stuff like that. So for me, he's the guy.
He needs to spend less time worrying about selfies and more time on the pitch. That's all I'll say.
You didn't think that was cool? I thought that was kind of cool.
That was very rude from
He's got his head on the pitch. Forget about all them selfies. Start scoring goals.
Yeah.
He made a good bit of noise yesterday, the crowd, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was good when you were interviewing them after the final whistle. It was dead loud. when they started interviewing Mo, and you could hardly hear him speak. When he was talking to Sturridge and Redknapp.
Can I make a quick point on that because I'll forget about it if I don't? Steve McManaman was I wasn't watching up, but when I clicked, like I was watching on the stream, and when I watched it first, it was Gary Neville. But when I went back, it had, sometimes they swap channels. And it was Optus Sport or something like that, and Steve McManaman was on it. And at the end, I thought he made a brilliant point, which was a real kind of Scouser point as well. He said, we need to give massive credit to this crowd here because no one's gone on the pitch. He said, this has been one of the most anticipated, waited for of all time titles. And there hasn't been a pitch invasion. At any other club, there probably would have been a pitch invasion. And he's saying the fact that nobody in the crowd has run on or tried to go on has meant that the players have been able to stay out there. Because if they'd run on, the players would have had to go in.
Yeah.
So he was saying this is like pure Liverpool fans, the respect and the knowledge that they have to stay in the stands because they know if we rush the pitch, the players will get taken off and they can't enjoy the moment. They can't celebrate with us. And he was saying, the Liverpool fans deserve like props or deserve like that to be said that they knew, not like let's praise people for not breaking the rules. It's mostly people would have run on.
Yeah.
But he was like saying,
the
Liverpool fans,
they would have wanted to be a part. Yeah, some people they
would have
want
run
to be a
out.
part of the moment so badly and so greatly that it allows.
It's like a pure Liverpool thing. They knew, no, everyone hang back because if we stay here, the longer we stay here, the players will be out on the pitch, so they can all celebrate. They can all come around. You'll have your time, but let them stay out. I think McManaman gets a lot of slagging, but I think that was a brilliant point that he made.
Yeah, that's true, bro. That's the way we are as a club. Because normally Man City, I've seen their fans run on the pitch when they've won the league. All 5 of them.
Mate.
So I've seen that, but we did it well.
Yeah. Singing Oasis songs.
Yeah, that's it. That will come on straight away. As soon as the whistle blows, Oasis are on. Wonderwall.
Today is going to be the day when we lose the title to Liverpool. Yeah. Sing that. Oh no. Stick it in his pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, everyone's gutted, bro. Everyone. Every club.
Yeah.
It's tough to see.
It's all coming out.
Do you want to give, because 12 Man is saying, if we can give our answers to who's been the driving force? I know I said everybody. Lee, you said, or JK, you said Salah, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So just while he has to pop out there. Nalante, do you have your answer for the poll thing? Who's been driving?
I can't pick. I'll say it. All of them play the part.
Yeah.
I can't pick one.
Yeah, me too. Me too, basically. If you had to pick, obviously the main guy on the pitch has been Mo. Clearly has, but...
Virgil has been a big driving force as well, though, hasn't he, from the back?
Yep.
With his leadership. And there was a point in the season where we were better defensively. I hope we can get back to that next season and maintain it for more of a full season. Then we can definitely have a good stab at going back to back and getting our 21st. But Virgil's been really good, hasn't he? I was pleased to watch his interviews afterwards because he was really feeling it, wasn't he? He was really made up. It was just great to see. Great to see all of them. Everyone that was interviewed, the whole thing was just a lovely day, wasn't it? The whole thing was pleasing. It went off well, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. It hit home yesterday that we won the league. I think a lot of guys had water in their eyes. You know what I mean? I talked to Fozzie. He was he had water in his eyes. I had water in my eyes. It was a top feeling yesterday. It really hit home that we won the league now. And since then, I've been feeling much better. It's just a good feeling. You know what I mean?
It was well deserved, wasn't it, for them all? They worked hard all season for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could have had a couple more. We could have made it more decisive, couldn't we? Could have been 7. Darwin should have took that on. It's a bit sad for the guy that he didn't have the confidence to take that on, because if he had a bad, like, that's a chance that he could take if he was confident. Cozy had the one that he squared for Mo, and he should have buried it too. Yeah, we could have scored 7 there, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could have scored more. I think if Salah weren't there, it was just Darwin alone on goal. He would have shot. I think Salah sort of messed his head up. He ended up trying to pass it.
Yeah, because Mo, innit? Yeah, that's the thing, Darwin, mate. It's just,
Everyone wanted him to score. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, would have been nice if we put some Italian pizza on top, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
The only bad point I didn't like about yesterday was Chiesa, bro.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, yeah? Chiesa was so disappointed, bro. When Endo and Elliot were getting ready, he was sort of nodding his head side to side like he was really disappointed, bro. I would have put him on.
You could see it. I didn't want to bring that up, but yeah, you're right. You can see it.
Yeah, I thought
we'll talk about another day.
Yeah.
We'll talk about another day. Yeah. Oh,
I appreciated that Dom Solanke didn't celebrate his goal much. It was quite a muted celebration, which was pleasing, like, because he's an ex-player now, isn't he?
So he could have celebrated, to be honest. I'm not fussed about Dominic celebrating. No. I mean, he hardly got any game time. I mean,
but I like that, bro. The bit of respect shown. I like that.
True. Oh, 12's going to do something.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see. Let's see if I can get this to work properly. I don't think it'll be bad because there's no music in the background. You can't hear anyone. But this is my supporter pub in Phoenix, Crown Public House. Shout out to them. They did a great hosting job. There was so many people there that it was wall-to-wall people inside, but they also had to open up the outside bar. There's like an outside bar as well that they only open up for like big games. Normally when the Diamondbacks, who's the baseball team in Phoenix, when they play, because it's right across the street from the ballpark. It is. I mean, like you can literally like throw a rock at the ballpark. That's how close it is. That's usually the only time you ever see that open is for Diamondback games or Liverpool games, which is pretty wild in a city where football has another connotation behind it. So I'll play this real quick. This was some of the settings that we got to see as well. Hopefully it'll come through. Word.
Looks good, isn't it?
Oh, that's a top crowd.
Yeah, that was one. Let's see if I can bring up one more. This one real quick. This is a short one, so I'll bring up this one too. That was right as we won, and then you can see the patio right there. It was packed. That was little snippets, a couple snippets of what we got to enjoy as well. So definitely some incredible shots. I saw my boy. Here. Let me bring up my homeboy here. Well, no, wait. This isn't my homeboy, but all right. So that's John W. Here you go. Recognize, Definitely recognize. Big up. Oh, B, what's up? What's up, B? Definitely. What's up, B? How are you?
You gonna say, brother? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good shot, right?
He
It
started.
was good to see.
Sturridge.
Yeah.
I like the
Good to
fact
see
that
Sturridge there.
you gotta realize that he has played for City. He's played for Chelsea.
Hmm.
City obviously has a lot of accomplishments that they've had, as well. Chelsea the same. They were one of the most winningest teams in those eras or those decades. But I just love that Sturridge chooses Liverpool to like really properly
Represent. Yeah.
represent. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I really
Well,
do.
mhm.
That. Shout out to him too, by the way.
I'm like AJ. I love Sturridge being around the club because he was presenting yesterday. He was vibing the whole way through. He was more happy than us guys, bro. He was proper chirpy. I love his personality. Top guy, man.
Yeah.
It's because he got. I mean, apart from Bolton, City and Chelsea didn't really give him a chance, but we gave him. Just said, you know what, play, and he played. Man, he's a quality player. Injuries, so I think that as well. So his affection for the club runs deep, and again, Trent. He gets on with a lot of the players there. People don't know that he's a good friends with a lot of the players.
He played with them, bro.
He is.
Yeah, he played with them.
Yeah,
He played with Trent.
Yeah. He's not about 1%. Yeah. He's close. He's tight with a lot of that Trent. Well, he's tight with quite.
Yeah, he knows all those guys.
Yeah.
Bobby, all those guys are people that he knows, and then obviously continued on being connected with the club. I like that, though that he's had the opportunity to connect himself with some great clubs, but this is the club he chose, and I think that's because this club does show proper love back to its legends. I know.
It's also the best one to get a media career out of.
What's that?
It's also the best one to get a media career out of.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Yeah. I give you
Unless
that.
you played for Man U.
United would make the argument. I mean, there's a lot of United.
No, well, I mean, he hasn't played for Man U. I mean,
yeah,
but of the clubs he's played for. But he won the Champions League. So.
Yeah, he's got a Champions League medal. Scored some zingers on that Anfield pitch. Sturridge.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything nefarious, but Luis Suarez was putting something in Sturridge's coffee every morning.
Goodness! Stop.
No, Sturridge just turned into an unbelievable. It was just like, okay, anything Suarez can do. Suarez would bend one in from 25 yards. Sturridge was going to bend one in to the opposite corner from 28 yards.
They were having like a little competition with each other that season. For the whole of the season, weren't they, the two of them?
Because I just remember it was like, I think my second or third season playing fantasy football, and one of the kind of, if you were playing like with two, especially if you're playing two up top, one of the main rules is you never pick two strikers from the same team because you need to spread your play out a little bit. And that was like, but after about, I don't know, maybe a couple of months or whatever, everybody was like, no, fuck that. You have to have Sturridge and Suarez. You cannot do without either of these boys. They were just, that one season, the two of them were on fire. Was just special. I know we didn't win anything, but some of the goals that were scored between them, it was like Lee was saying, they were just having a goal of the month competition between themselves. Absolutely crazy. But Sturridge had just as much flair. He had, like I talk about a bit of flair. You talk about finishing. Like he had, Suarez was incredible. Suarez was just absolutely in every. He scored some of the most ridiculous goals I've ever seen. But Sturridge could match him for flair in terms of, wow, never saw that angle of shot coming or that shot choice coming. You're expecting a different, it's just a shot choice. Sometimes it's like, wow, like, okay, he bent one from there or he did it this way. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, just damn unlucky with the
injuries.
Mainly with the knee, I think it was, wasn't it?
Unlucky, and the silver lining is, you know what? The silver lining is, I would have never. I most likely wouldn't have ever gotten the opportunity to meet him if it hadn't been for the injuries. Unfortunately, that's the silver lining in that. I got to meet him at least.
He went west.
Yeah, he came here for his rehab a while back, years back now. But yeah. But a good guy. Big up, Dave. Big up, Dave. How you doing?
Great, thank you. Can I just say that, and I'm sure I speak for other people as well, from chat, it seemed really odd last night that, we couldn't celebrate by coming back to do our post-mortem because you were probably still in the pub 12th. And,
yeah, I will admit. It was yesterday was a wild adventure. We did that.
It did seem a bit. It did seem a bit odd, because normally we always have our post-mortem of the match, don't we, and see, what it was like, and we were all on a high. And I kept looking all the time, and I thought, I wonder if you or Brian, would open up on that.
Right.
Yeah, but it was because everybody was on such a high, and that. But it was, I just thought, apart from Spurs, which was only the one goal, wasn't it? And I think I said 2-1 on my prediction, which was wrong, but which I'm glad to say was wrong. But you know what? I thought, look at that day. It was a beautiful sunny day. Everybody in the, it was like a sea of red in and outside the ground. And those players couldn't have given us a better time to win the league. What a day it was. It was amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, top day.
Well said. Yeah. I had a procedure on my foot not too long ago, a couple days ago actually, and I was on basically one foot basically hobbling around. But hey, there is no stopping me on that day. I was definitely, getting around town.
Hop along, Cassidy.
Yeah, exactly. On Cassidy for real. I'll tell you the coolest thing, one of the coolest things yesterday, and this goes to show you how global not only football but our club is. So I was wearing my Liverpool jacket. It was a beautiful day yesterday here in Arizona, and I mean beautiful in the sense of it was like comfortable enough for you that I was wearing a jacket. Normally, you don't wear jackets at this time of the year. So, but I was able to wear my jacket, and I was going around. It says Liverpool on the front, obviously, and people were coming up as if I played on the team, saying congratulations to me. They're saying you'll never walk alone. And I mean, this is random people on as I was walking through downtown Phoenix. Really? Absolutely, really one of the coolest surreal moments. For real. So it was really cool.
So is football, is English football getting bigger there then, you think?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people recognize, and it's a big deal. It's a definite big deal. And it's funny. I didn't do it. I should have, but I didn't. So I don't want to be called a troll, Pops. But I did do a little troll set. So Manchester City's supporter pub is around the corner, from our pub. Red Devil's pub is way down the street. It's like blocks and blocks. It's like maybe a couple miles down the street. Same street, but it's a couple miles north of where our pub is.
You ever get more than 5 people in there?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I did see 2 people in the Manchester City pub when we were walking by. I just went by holding up the big 2-0, said, "What's up, people? What's up?" I didn't go in. I didn't step in. I didn't want to cross the boundary, cross the border, and kind of maybe get in trouble. But I made sure that they heard me as I went by. I wasn't going to go to the Red Devil supporter pub. That's way too far of a walk on one leg. So, but it was really, 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 it was definitely really fitting to some of the acknowledgement I'm talking about just random people, because that day also there was a baseball game going on. It was like the Atlanta Braves versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. So as the game concluded, there was like a wave of people coming in for the baseball game, and that's why I was saying it was noticeable, because there are people like stopping me or saying, "Give me high fives," and saying congratulations and all this other. I was like, this is really, really great. It is really. I'm not saying it's even remotely close to what was going on in the city. I'm sure Lee can speak more on that, but it was definitely really cool, and it goes to show you, how big the game is and how incredible our club is, in my opinion.
I was just thinking about the Man City pub in Arizona. Sometimes it's got double the numbers in when someone's in there with the barman.
The bartender gave me an eye. Like, he looked at me when I was going by the front door, like, is this guy going to step in? I'm like, no, I'm not coming in. Don't worry. I'm walking this way, walking towards glory. It was pretty funny, though. It was pretty funny. I have a couple witnesses, so I'm not stretching the truth at all. Trust me on that one. How about that?
I thought it was like, when they say the perfect storm where everything comes together. It was just one of those days, and you thought, when McAllister scored that goal as well, it reminded me of Stevie G. I thought, those wonder, they're just like a wonder goal, aren't they? And you think, wow, it just kept getting better and better for me all the way through. I just thought, I watching Mo, he was so happy. I've never seen him so happy, wasn't he? He was grinning from ear to ear all the time.
Yeah. True, very true, very true. I'm sorry, I just laughed at what Brian put.
What did he put?
I was signing autographs. Yeah. Let me add what number? Oh, let's look for the number 12 kit. That's what number I'm at. Right. Definitely a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Did you check out some of the happenings in the city? If you did, definitely tell us what it was like.
I didn't know. Sadly, I didn't. So stayed at home. But I'm going to when they have the parade. I'm not going to miss out on that. I missed out on this. I'm not going to miss out on the parade.
I have a question. Oh, sorry. I was going to say real quick. Brian, go ahead. Ask your question on.
No, sorry. Just saying it's announced, isn't it? The 26th.
Yeah, it's a Monday, isn't it? It's a Monday night.
Bank holiday. It's Bank Holiday Monday.
Oh, Bank Holiday, right? Okay.
Yeah. It's a bank holiday in England, so I think they announced. I think it's 15K, goes around the whole city, 15-kilometer loop, but the city starts something like that, but it takes about 3 hours, kind of thing. But yeah, all good to go. So you can imagine.
You guys could all probably answer. Oh, sorry. I was just ask the question real quick, Brian. You guys, knowing that you guys have a little bit more of a maybe some of you have been to a parade or two in the past. Are Evertonians going to be out for this thing? You think? Is it going to be a celebration of the city more so than just not only of the club when this parade goes, or are they going to be sitting there at the bitter face? I don't know if you remember that commercial. There's like a bitter face beer that they're going to be that guy or girl that kind of just going to be angry or.
I think it's mixed. You get some of them that just want to close the curtains and just go to bed for the afternoon or something, because they're really upset. But then you get the others who want to see the spectacle in the city, so they'll just turn out because most families have got reds and blues in the families, so it's But
they'll be going out with somebody as opposed to going out as they'll be going with their daughter or going with their partner or something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and who wouldn't want to miss? Who wouldn't
want to miss a parade? I mean, that's a parade.
Well, I mean, 500,000, 600,000 in the city. The pubs are going to be hopping. Yeah. It's like, why not? Why not? If you can't beat them, join them. It's going to be one hell of a day in Liverpool. So go out. You don't have to wear your Everton shirt, but you can out with your son or your daughter who's an Everton fan and enjoy the atmosphere. Go to the pub, get pissed, drown your sorrows.
Well, they said last time it was 750,000, so they're expecting $1 million this time.
Yeah,
yeah, I think it will be over $1 million. I think
that would. I think that when they basically look at it, there's only so many people you can fit in a space.
Yeah.
So if it was 1 million people, they'd be out like a lot of them would be out around. But like if you talk about when it gets to the main kind of city center part, there's only so many. So I think, yeah, if it's 1 million people, I mean, it's going to stretch way out. But I just think it'll be a day. It'll be a proper day, like you're asking. It'll just be a whole day of people out on the beer in the city.
I thought that when we put our extra capacity seating, won't that be in Manchester?
But they can, you can put in
parades, plenty of room.
Yeah, you can put the Etihad. You can screen it live. Screen it live in the Etihad. You'd fill it twice over. You'd fill it twice over. It'd be their highest. It'd be their highest attendance of the season if you streamed it live and opened up the Etihad for it. Liverpool fans, yeah.
They're starting the parade.
Buy the seats.
Sorry, I was going to say they're starting the parade at Old Trafford.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be even better. Oh, maybe someone's got to do a bathroom break. So who knows? But
in the chat,
a long ride, crazy long ride. A lot of liquid, libations are being drunk. So gotta stop at the old toilet, make a quick pit stop. But who knows? I'll ask Nolante and I'll ask Lee this question too, and then JK could answer as well. I mean, who knows what's going to happen exactly with the parade? But I mean, like maybe they join in. I remember there was a year that Liverpool and Everton both. Obviously, it was a year that they both shared some accreditations. They both won silverware, so they shared a parade together.
There was a duel 1 year ago. I don't even remember it, but it's been brought to light lately that there's a duel one. I can't remember it, but there was one. Yeah. I've seen pictures of it.
Steve Nicol talked about it on ES. I didn't even know about it until Steve Nicol talked about it on ESPN FC, and then I started doing my own little research and history after he told the story about it. Because he was a part of that. He was a part of that parade.
Hey, that's a long time ago now, when Everton was successful.
Yeah, but Lee, do you remember there was that period where Everton and Liverpool dominated? The Manchester clubs didn't get in.
Yeah, I remember it well. I was only young then. I just turned 12 when Everton first won the league, and then he won it again 2 years later. He won 2 in 3 years, and he won the FA Cup and the Cup Winners' Cup and that. They were a really good side. They had good players. Sheedy was good for them, who have been playing for us.
Kevin Sheedy.
Yeah, I've been here, but I haven't really played for us. But Travis Stephen, Bracewell, Reed, then Snowden, then you had Sharp and Lineker. You had Sharp and Gray at first.
You can't believe Gary Lineker played for Everton, can you? Because he was such a good goal scorer.
Yeah, I saw a lot of him that season. I saw a lot of Everton that season while he was there, and he was good. Yeah, the defence was quite good as well with Ratcliffe and Mountfield. They formed a good partnership. He was a good manager, Kendall. He done that well the way he come in, and because they were nowhere in the very early 80s. They were shit in the very early 80s, but by the mid 80s, he turned them into a title-winning team.
Yeah, I think he was my dad's favourite manager, Howard Kendall. I think I'm not sure it was him or Joe Royle, but I think it was Howard Kendall.
Joe Royle. Didn't Everton win the Cup Winners' Cup? I think.
He did. Yeah, played Bayern Munich in the semi-final.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that's the golden period of Everton, isn't it? Because Lineker, he missed out on the league title, didn't he, Burnley and Lee? I'm sure he left to go to Barcelona before Everton won the title.
Probably he was doing well, but you know what?
Lineker didn't win sod all at Everton. He had one season, and that was the season we won the double.
One, yeah.
Yeah, he never won book at all, unfortunately, Gary at Everton.
Do you know when you look back, if you go back through the history of the club, of the league, and you go back to about 1900, Everton and Aston Villa were ruling the Premier League for year on year on year. You know, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, before Shankly come, Everton were like.
Yeah, they were better than us.
Size, really, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how that is though, because I think like we've won as many titles, but they've won more. They've won the FA Cup, and we haven't. And Shankly said that himself, didn't he? Said it's such a shame. It's a disgrace. That team had never won it before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Delonte, how about your thoughts, and then we'll get to JK's thoughts too. What's this parade going to be like? What settings do you feel it's going to be? The vibes, like, as in, yeah, you know, what are your expectations?
My expectations. Everyone's going to do this at the parade.
Yeah. Okay. 2-0. Yes.
That's my expectation. It's going to be. I'm going to try. Now I'm in a sticky situation because of something, but yeah, I'm going to try and get to this parade. I can't miss this parade. But it's going to be a madness, and it's just going to be rampacked. And the Arsenal fans, United fans are already sick. I've seen them on the streams from United fans, the famous ones. You know, oh, it's 20. Oh no, Liverpool 20. No, it can't be happening. Oh mate, they're in tears. It's great, and you know they're going to switch up the team. It's just going to be fun. It's just going to be fun times. I think everyone and anyone's going to get there. Probably going to see some faces that probably wouldn't have been there. They're all going to get there. Celebrities. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good times, man. I'm gonna indeed, KJ. I must, and I'm going to find a way. I'm going to get myself up there. And I'll see you.
Yeah, I would suggest what KJ said too. You know, for those that will be able to possibly make it to the parade, hey, why not? You know,
I'll meet up with anyone that's coming down. Like I could meet up with you, like around the Pearl City Centre or anywhere really. Like,
Lee, you can charge £1,000 a night for the fans, you know, to cram in to your Lee Towers.
Lee can be a rich man. Don't forget Bernie. Remember Lee's preoccupied with Tracy now. So
sorry. Oh no, sorry. No, he wants his privacy.
Yeah, we've got to be fair, Bernie. Respect the man's privacy.
With Phil or with Tracy?
Only Lee can answer that one.
Can I? I'm not a rich man. That's why I like singing. If I were a rich man, I imagine that I'm Tracy's fella. Then, like, if I had loads of, I love that top all. If I was a rich man, a Fiddler on the Roof. Remember him in Flash Gordon, mate? That's one of the first saw him in Flash Gordon as Dr. Zarkov.
Lee, start it off. You sing it. We'll join in.
Okay.
We're a rich man. All day long, geese and everything, right in the middle of town. I can't remember the words in a row.
Is that the line? Peace and everything? Is that really the line?
His wife's called Golda, and he'll buy geese and ducks, and they'll go, what? And everyone will be jealous.
Well, he will be a rich man.
Great song. I'm not usually like into songs from musicals, but a few just tickle me ribs, and that one does.
Lee, 20 to a room in Lee Towers you're going to be loaded on the day. You know, you will be a rich man.
You will be. You will be.
I'll make I'll put Toffle to shame.
So any people with that, or someone with like,
he's Robert-tarian.
I don't know the exact route of the parade. I was going to say, but like, if you've got real estate along the parade route, I'm sure that'll be prime location to be able to, have some real estate of your own to, actually see some of the scenes of the parade. It's gonna be great.
I'd buy the Albert Dock if I was a rich man. I'd turf Everton out of their new home for a laugh.
12th, when Liverpool or Everton really, but more Liverpool are playing, the room rates in the hotels go through the roof, don't they, Lee? They just absolutely rake it in, because they know that they're coming over. A lot of the fans come from Ireland, a lot of them fly up from London and that, and they really boost that, and that's, so God knows what they're going to charge for this.
Yeah, I've met people who've been staying around here, like in bed and breakfast, who are here just for Anfield, who come from like Norway or whatever, they're just in the local high street having a pint, because there's loads of bed and breakfasts around here. So people just stay all over the city, like, when they come to Liverpool.
It's not Walton Prison, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Bed and breakfast at Walton Prison.
I don't know about that one.
There's one by me called the Marlborough, because it's at the top of Marlborough Road. I met some Norwegians who were staying in there. It was the year we nearly won the league under Rodgers. It was ages ago now.
Quick question. Oh, go ahead, JK. And I have a quick question for the panel. Go ahead.
Yeah. I really want to say about the parade. I'm going to meet up with Alante, Fozzie, as well. So whoever wants to meet up over the shows in the next weeks, we can all sort of get together. I'll meet KJ as well. He's going to go down. So.
That's super cool.
He'd be like, I'm on street.
Yeah, you guys, if I'm taking video and picture, you guys got to turn the cameraman for a little bit too.
Good now, JK.
When we all meeting each other and saying, where are you? Be like, I'm on 9th Street. Like, what you wearing? A Liverpool top. Oh yeah, I can see you. There's about 1,000 lads wearing Liverpool tops.
Yeah.
I'm that number.
It's got Salah on the back. Okay, that makes it easy. That makes it easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's something you got to bear in mind though as well. Like if there is actually that many people, you could actually be like unable to meet up with some people. It's going to be because it's not like Liverpool isn't like London.
That's the word.
There isn't tubes. There is no underground. It's all overground. It's all walking cars, taxis, buses.
You'd have to meet on the outskirts, really, to be.
You'd have to meet like
please coordinate well for meets. I know how difficult it is when I used to be like, oh yeah, we're going to a concert. Let's go meet at the concert. That never happens.
Yeah, it's 50,000 people there. Like shit.
Yeah. 50,000 people. They all and you got an event that's.
I'm in a Metallica t-shirt. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Can't meet by the same statue or whatever. No. I have a question for the panel and I have a question for the chat. Please do answer in the chat too if you can. But this is the question. We only have 4 games left in this season. Let's rule out Crystal Palace and Brighton's Guard of Honor. Which Guard of Honor are you looking more forward to? The one at the Bridge against Chelsea or the one at Anfield against Arsenal? It's a very difficult question, I'm sure.
100%.
What'd you say, JK? Okay,
Arsenal,
go, JK.
100%.
Arsenal?
Arsenal, easy.
Arsenal.
Bernie, you got Arsenal too? Okay. Lee? Arsenal? Okay.
Yeah.
Nalante?
Same as everyone. The
Arsenal. Okay. Brian?
Not something I've ever really noticed, if you know what I mean. The whole guard of honor thing, but yeah, I get it. It's definitely a thing. But yeah, not like as in like against the club that's doing it, that have any malice or anything like that. But yeah, just to see it at Anfield, it just shows like like proper respect. Yeah, and like I've never like Chelsea are a team that I don't.
Yeah, I was
don't have a
expecting
lot
you to
of
say
time
maybe
for.
say Chelsea. I know you hate Chelsea.
Yeah, that's because I don't have a lot of time for him. So I just whoever, yeah, no, I wouldn't see it as kind of like when I see us running out getting a guard of honor. I'll be looking at our players. I won't be looking at the other players. Put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
They could be wearing any kit. I really don't care.
Chelsea's guard of honour would run halfway across London. There's that many of them.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing as well. The logistics would be difficult.
Always Anfield. A lot of it looks like it's all like pretty much Arsenal as well in the chat. I do like this one though. I would love you're gonna have to watch as you walk by. Someone can be like, "Casado, this could have been you."
Who was that song? It should have been me. Do you remember this song? It should have been me. Oh no, was it? I can't remember who sang that. Imagine them singing it.
It should have been me.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Lavia, it could have been Lavia too. He could have been an absolute. He had a little bit of a checkered medical, or injury status this year as well. But I mean, hey, he could have been Grav's, backup or whatever that we've been all looking for. Have the answer right there, but hey, could have been you.
No, Vendo.
Nah.
Do you think?
I'm fine with Endo.
Yeah.
Do you think Jurgen will turn up?
As long as he doesn't turn out with a Real Madrid kit on, I'm cool. How about that? Because as long as it doesn't come, comes in a Liverpool cap rather than a Real Madrid cap, I'm good with it. How about that? I think he will show up.
Yeah, I do.
I'll come head to toe in Red Bull.
Yeah, exactly. He might be contractually obligated to do something like that. Who knows?
Oh yeah, if you're gonna be on camera, you can't wear anything that ain't got Red Bull on it.
Yeah,
probably Verstappen will join in the parade with.
Or paid to be on camera at least. Right. No, he can appear on camera if it's not a paid appearance. Without a doubt, he can wear whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah.
He'll wear his Thiago or his what is it? Travel Go? Thiago?
Oh, Trivago.
Trivago.
If he was, I've got a just off the top of my head question from that. If Jurgen Klopp, let's just say he did, he showed up to the celebration, not obviously D celebration, but A1, whatever, like and everyone was gonna wear it. What player's name would Klopp have on the back of his shirt?
Salah.
I'd say probably Virgil. I think
Virgil's a shout.
Because they were always hugging each other, weren't they, and kissing each other.
The old chest bump. Yeah, he loved him some Bobby. Bobby.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did love Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby was my favourite top player. All of them bigged up Liverpool on Twitter.
If you're going to have someone's name on his kit, what name would it be?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. If Jurgen showed up to celebration tomorrow, he could only have one player. If he just shown up as whose name would he have on the back? I think Bobby's a shout.
Carrius or Adrian?
Carrius.
Should have laughed right.
I'm on troll settings. I'm trying to think of a real one. I'm sorry.
I was going to say Mamadou.
Do you know it'd be great? It would be great to see. It would be great to. It would
Just
be
for
great
laughs
to
and
see
giggles.
Bobby.
Mamadou Sakho.
I said it would be great to see Bobby and Mane and Genie. Wouldn't it be great to see them all turn up for it?
Oh, I think they
No, it's
will.
just been interesting. Nobody has said the engine room.
Endo.
Nobody has said Fabinho. Nobody has said Milner.
Oh
Nobody
yeah,
said
Fabinho, yeah.
the whole Klopp engine room thing. Nobody's mentioned any of them.
Yeah.
Interesting. If it was, I reckon, I don't know. He'd probably want to have Milner, but he's got a bit of style, so I think he'd probably go fucking stick Bobby on the back.
Trent. So Trent stays.
What do you think of? What did you think of Trent's celebration? Do you think it was? I still care about Liverpool, or do you think it's I'm not leaving Liverpool?
I was going to say he could. You know his number. You know who he probably. You know who he would most likely have? It would be Trent Alexander-Arnold, maybe.
Yeah.
Dyson. Yeah.
Nobody for Robbo. No Robbos yet either. No Robbos. Robbos are very close.
I mean, like, yeah.
No Mane shit yet either.
To answer Bernadette's question, I think yesterday singing "You Never Walk Alone" and did you see the cop? That cop was from the 80s. That was the cop yesterday. You know, the flags, the scarves.
Yeah.
It was proper the 80s cop. You know, like full red to red. Oh, bro, brought tears to your eyes. You know what I mean? And I think when the players get together at the end and they sing that, I think Trent would have been feeling a lot of things then. I'd love to know what he was thinking then.
Yeah, and they sang as well, didn't they? I watched Redman TV. He showed his version, you know, like he was in the cop, and they sang the Scouts from our team to Trent. I didn't catch that yesterday, but they actually, you know, they all sang it out to him, and he was hitting the badge, you know. That's very emotional and hard to walk away from when you've got the cop all singing that to you, isn't it? You know, but he's very enigmatic.
Well, it answers the question: what reception would he get? If nothing else, it answers the question: how does the cop feel about him? How do the fans feel about him? Nobody booed him. Nobody, you know, it's all positive. So if you are leaving, mate, here's a thanks for the send off, and here's some love to send you on your way, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's no one like our fans, I don't think.
There isn't. I don't care. We're the best. We're the best.
It was good. Fair play to the DJ as well, because the DJ did his job. Because they done that thing where it happens all the time, and it's cool, but they went out of sync. You know, when they kicked off the big "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the end, it went out of sync because you could hear like two, and like that can ruin a chant like that. But the DJ copped on to what was happening and he played it. He played the song over loudspeaker for about 20 seconds to get everybody back in sync again. Then he dropped it out before the chorus came in and everybody was right where they needed to be. That was really good because you could hear like two. There was one sound come from one end and the other end were like about 5 seconds behind, 2 lines behind. So the DJ just kind of slowly turned up the record to get everybody back on time again, and then just dropped it just before the chorus came in, and boom, everybody went for it. Absolutely perfect. Did his job perfect.
When you saw Robbo and Verge singing it, and Verge has got tears in his eyes, you know, it shows how much the club means to him. It was amazing to see that, I thought.
Yeah, agreed. I thought it was a culmination. Especially, I think it was a culmination for Virgil, especially since he was the captain of this team last year, and we were so close to not only duplicating what we did this year, but also, you know, winning. We were on path to trying to accomplish another quad or accomplish a quad, and fell short, you know, last year. Other than obviously the League Cup, which once again, shout out to Virgil.
Our captain was the man who basically put us on his back and did a captain's performance by bringing us another League Cup final against Chelsea. But it was definitely a culmination this year to get over the line for this title. I thought was really, really telling was, just what KJ said, the smile, and, you could see the kind of tears welling up a little bit in a lot of the players' eyes, recognizing how long of a journey this has been and how different it was, because they showed videos of, obviously Hendo lifting the trophy. We haven't had that celebration just yet because that'll happen at the end of the year. But it was definitely, you could tell that it hit different. This one hit differently with knowing or feeling the energy of the crowd really behind this one.
Bearing in mind that Chiesa still never got a chance to get on the pitch, do you think that now that we've won it, do you think that Endo and Chiesa, do you think that he'll shop window them for in case anybody's coming in, so they will get a chance to play in the coming games, or do you think he'll just go for the wins?
I think that this is it's a real interesting predicament that our coach has in front of him. Personally, I would like to see those players get playing time, especially if there's any player. I know that they could get they can get a medal regardless, because there are medals that you can give even if they don't meet the whatever the number is. I think they give like a certain number of trophies or medals out regardless. But I definitely want to see those players that contributed this year make sure that they get the enough appearances to all be counted and appreciated. And I also would like to see, look, let me say this. I'm not going to curse, but I try not to do it. Curse at all, really. But there are 3 letters, POS, that I will give to the pigeon, because what a punk. I don't even know why he had to start something at the end of the game, by the way. I know this is a little off topic of what we were just saying, but this came back to me. I don't understand what goes through this guy's head. Like, I get it. We are definitely embarrassing your club. I understand that. And look, it was so bad that you're scoring on yourself. That's how bad it was. But geez, to the pigeon, you got ringlets in your face telling you to settle down. That was something. For all those out there that recognize Harvey Elliott out there, big up to Harvey, aka Ringlets out there, affectionately known to some of us as Ringlets at least. Big out to Harvey. I big up to Harvey.
He takes no prisoners, does he?
Yeah, he was not. He was like, "Don't bring that smoke over here."
What did Richarlison do?
He tried to.
Was in trouble.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I get that.
He tried to fight.
So Elliot tried to block the ball. Obviously,
Brian, if you look in our group chat, one of the links has the clip.
Yeah, watch it.
But he tried to have a little bit of a dust up with Harvey Elliott. Someone said it was because Harvey Elliott the one that quote unquote like injured him in the game before.
I don't think
Remember,
so
Richarlison got hurt in the game before this.
No, I don't remember Harvey injured. No.
No,
I mean, I didn't think about him either. Say again, Bernie?
Well, Richarlison injured Thiago, didn't he? So whether Harvey was getting him back for that.
Oh yeah, that's a dish, sir.
Really
cool. If he's going after Thiago. Yeah.
He's got to play
He's
associate with dishing bad tackles out, is he? Like, it's just not something you'd expect to have from Harvey, like, crocking someone, like, getting them injured. But Charlton, different matter. We know what he's like.
I don't know about you guys, but every time I see Pickford and Richarlison, I want to knock their heads together, or
Pickford,
Really?
Pickford,
Not one for the
Pickford
finest,
will
are you?
always make me sick now forevermore. Since what happened in our last title defence, an image of him going over a cliff in a car or something like in the boot or something tied up.
No, that's Toots is the driving cat since.
It was terrible. It was knee high, that tackle on Van Dijk was hideous, wasn't it? And there's just no excuse for it. For him not to be sent off was hilarious, wasn't it?
I think Richarlison should have been sent off actually for what he did in the game. That was just sad. He went right after he just went after Harvey for no reason, in my opinion.
He always feels he's got a point to prove to us, Richarlison, just because he played for Everton. But I don't even class him as a big Everton player for me. He'd tell himself that, he'll go anywhere for anything.
He's just stupid. That's what it is. He's just an idiot. It's got nothing to do with who he played for or Charleston's just an idiot.
Yeah, and that guy.
Like KJ said there. Sorry, KJ said, it's the old classic. One of those players, you hate him. You hate him if he doesn't play for you, but you'd love him if you did. And I'm like, no. If Richarlison played for us, I'd be like, can we sell this guy, please? When can we sell him? Can we sell him tomorrow? No, what, next month? How long? When can we sell him?
Exactly.
Can we put him on late? What can we do? When can we sell this guy? I don't want him here. I get the whole, you love when players have his kind of attitude when they're at your club. That kind of, never say die. I'll kick someone just, or what, not just that, but, just that kind of, but not him. Not him. Because he looks like an idiot as well.
He's an idiot.
He looks like an idiot.
Walks like.
Yeah, it's just, that is the worst celebration. Professional footballers have a choice. They have a choice. No one puts a gun. They can choose how they celebrate when they score a goal. They have a choice. It's up to them what they can do. And he chooses to do the worst celebration in the history of football. So maybe he's either just the world's biggest troll and he's, playing 4D trolldom or whatever people would say these days, or he's just a moron. I don't know. It's just, of all the celebrations.
And the other thing is,
unforgivable.
You're a horrible individual, but let's dye your hair blonde and make yourself look even more horrible.
Yeah, that'll make you look less egregious.
That's a normal thing for these guys to do it. He's a weird one because he keeps tweeting or making Instagram posts about Liverpool every now and then, which is just a bit weird.
Because he's a pigeon.
Why'd you call him the pigeon?
Because he does his celebration. He does a celebration. His goal celebration is he does this pigeon dance.
Oh right, okay.
The Kevin Nolan, the Kevin Nolan, he just flaps his arms like it's the worst celebration of all time. No, he doesn't,
Pops. Does he? Does he really do this?
He just does the neck thing. He just.
Oh yeah, you do the neck thing as well. Yeah, you have to do the neck thing as well, don't you? Yeah, you have to do the neck thing as well. It's like a dare gone wrong. It's like what you have to do when you lose a dare. It's like a dare you go out and do that. It's like why you can do anything.
Yeah, he has a tattoo of a pigeon on his back.
Well, do you remember that dance, the funky pigeon? And they used to sort of like dance like a hen. The way the neck's going and that. Do you mean like that?
Yeah. Well, I suppose you could say dance like a funky pigeon.
Funkypigeon.com. It's still going, I think. Funkypigeon.com. I don't even know what it is. Is it like I don't know what it is. What is it?
I think it's card insurance.
It is. It's greeting cards, birthday cards, and that.
Oh, it's a card thing. That's what it is.
KJ. Yeah.
Cardlesson owns Funky Pigeon.
I don't think I've ever been pooed on by it. No, I haven't. Not many people have been pooed on by a bird. It's rare, isn't it? Some people have.
Lee, that's not this sort of show, Lee.
Lee, tell you, where's Tracy? Tracy.
Get Tracy in quick.
You like pooing on statues, don't you, pigeons? Not a pigeon poo.
All right, Lee, let's get back to Liverpool FC. Let's get back to this parade. We'll get back to pigeon.
Hey,
I'm not sure. I don't think they're aware of sculpture.
I've never had it. Have you heard of that pigeon pie? It's probably quite nice if it's like made well or something by a good chef, by Brian. Like Brian's a good chef. You could make a good pigeon pie.
Wood pigeon is nice. Yeah, wood pigeon is nice.
So Scouse pigeon pie. Is that what you're saying, Lee?
Well, we'll have Richarlison, won't we? We'll eat Richarlison. See what he tastes like.
I'm eating no pigeon, man.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
That's not true, is it? He doesn't have a Mount Rushmore tattoo with himself on it, does he?
I think pigeons aren't they like they're called like the flying rodent or something like that?
Yeah.
No, those are feral pigeons. There's two different types of pigeons. There's feral pigeons. Those are those things that like live in cities, and then there's actual pigeons, wood pigeons that live out in.
The pigeons that
you can eat.
Yeah, the messenger pigeons are different than.
Well, no, the wild ones are the ones that if you go to a fancy restaurant, you get pigeon. It's not the thing you see flying around on the street. It's a different.
This show is so informative.
It's a seagull.
Well, I'm sorry. When I say it's not the one you see flying around, you better hope it's not the one you see flying around on the street. When you go in and pay $300 for pigeon, it's like, yeah, we shot this one out the back.
Yeah, I thought they're called like I thought they were like the rats in the sky or something.
No, those are what they call.
I thought it was appropriate because I don't know. Richarlison is a little bit of a rat. Say what you want to say, but
I'll say with the pigeon.
I'm sure there's some good pigeons out there. Okay, I'm not trying to make a generalization of all pigeons. How about that? Pigeon.
No, Pops is saying it is true. Pops is saying it is true. He has it on his back with him. It's him and Neymar, and he has a Mount Rushmore. Oh, that's insane.
Wow.
And he's on it with Neymar. Fuck
the
me.
fact that you have a Mount Rushmore on your back that has you.
And you put yourself in it. Wow.
I was going to say that's arrogance, isn't it?
That's next level, man. That's next level.
Okay.
Like, a picture of yourself on your body? Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, but he's not even American, is he? It's not.
No, he's Brazilian. He's Brazilian. Yup.
So
he's in the middle.
All got to do with him?
Jeez,
the next president.
He's in the middle, of course.
So it's him, Neymar, and the original Ronaldo, is it?
Yeah, let me see if I can find the picture of it.
That's fucking
Guys,
he gives pigeons a bad name.
Where's this show going?
Pigeons a bad name. Yeah.
Give me
you guys talk about pigeons and tattoos on backs. Forget about it. Leave him. Let him go.
Yeah, politics. Richarlison for president.
Okay, so it's him. Yeah, it's him, Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo, and Neymar on a Mount Rushmore, and he's in the middle. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Must be on
some better. Why Neymar? Neymar I don't know.
If I was Neymar, I'd be insulted. The fact he's put himself next to him.
Wow, if this is my goodness. I see the tattoo. Let me see if I'll share it real quick with you guys.
Lee, what was that song? Spot the Pigeon. What was it?
It was called. It was basically Spot the Pigeon. It was
Stop the Pigeon. Wacky Races.
No, but Stop the Pigeon was in the other one as well. The one that wasn't Wacky Races. The guy, but it wasn't Wacky Races. It was the other thing. There's like the spin-off or whatever it was.
All right.
Yeah. With Dick Dastardly.
Yeah, Dick Dastardly and Motley. It was in that. It was in Dastardly and Motley.
That's right, yeah, because I can remember him saying it as well, I think.
Yeah, because they were trying to stop the pigeon. That was kind of the whole premise, I believe. Pretty thin plot, but
let me see if I can get a better. I'm trying to find a better picture of it.
Yeah.
yeah, one that doesn't show other bits.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what though? On his whole back is basically it's a picture of. It's kind of like a Mount Rushmore, but it's not. It's like he makes it seem like they're like, I guess, angels or gods of football. It's like him. It's him looking out onto the city of Brazil. And okay, let me bring it up. I'll bring it up.
Sounds like more of a Mount Rushmore.
Big up.
Sounds like he's doing the old.
I know nobody wants to see it. On the show, hey, look away from the screen.
Right?
You don't want to see it.
Wow,
that's what it looks like. Got him in the middle, and you can see Neymar on the right, and it's got Ronaldo on the left. And I think that's him. That's him
with his
down there
bleached
at the
hair.
bottom.
It's an interesting. That's definitely.
Yeah, that is him. Yeah.
It's an interesting one to go with, like tattooing himself with bleached hair.
Put it back up again. I was just studying that.
It needs a retouch.
12.
It needs a retouch, man. He cheaped out. No color in that. There's, that to me looks like a sort of fade of it. That needs to be retouched.
It didn't look to me like that was meant to be a copy of Mount Rushmore. It just looked like
no. Well, it's a Mount Rushmore in terms of in general.
It's Mount Rushmore-esque. That's what he means.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just don't. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I just think of it as that's bold to think of it. Like, you can have confidence in yourself, but to think, hey, I mean, the forwards
still though, not a bad front three.
There's no way Richarlison couldn't. I don't know. Yeah, the closest to a Mount Rushmore he's getting
beneath him was it
in
the tackle.
Yeah, that's enough talk about Richarlison. Anyway, let's get into this. Let me just say this last little part here, and that is like, look, this just wasn't about winning a title. This was about restoring Liverpool's rightful place at the pinnacle of English football, and some would even say doing it the Liverpool way, and that's with belief, passion, heart, and the thing that I think is the most important, the best fans in the world. This time, no empty stadiums, no behind closed door celebrations. This time, the fans were there. So mark your calendars. There, it was just said earlier, Monday, May 26th, is going to be obviously the massive trophy parade that's going to be held through the city. We all said that Klopp might even be there, which would be really, really cool. To watch, pretty much watch the squad he helped build, and have some type of closure maybe with its evolution and its magic, because this team might look dramatically different come this time, or not this time, but come the start of the new season. 20 league titles, 2 Prem titles, by the way, countless memories from Kenny to Klopp to Slot. I'm just talking about Premier League, for anyone jumps on me for not mentioning all the other incredible gaffers that we've had for this club. But Liverpool's story continues. It's written in blood, sweat, tears, and let's be honest, trophies. And we're just getting restarted with a new chapter in this book. So I'm going to ask the panel to just tell us one thing that they're looking forward to in these next 4 games. What's one thing that you really want that's left to see, albeit apart from maybe the parade or something like that? Like, what's one thing you want to get out of these next 4 games for yourself? And let's just go. We'll go across the line here. We'll go Lee,
Bernie, JK, Nolante, and then Brian. So Lee, what's out in these next 4 games? What's one thing you're looking to get? One thing you'd like to see.
Yeah, I'm going to go game by game. I'd like a win away at Chelsea. I mean, I'd like a win at home to Arsenal, but a win away to Chelsea would be very good as well. Because we don't win there that often, Chelsea. And we haven't done, like, in many years. Like, I mean, we've won there, but it's rare. So getting a win at Chelsea in the next match is my focus now. Get 3 points from that. Put a banner in the works for the Champions League bid. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Bernie, you're up.
I'd like
next
to
4
see,
games. What are you looking for?
Well, I'd like to.
What do you want to see?
Yeah, I'd like to see Harvey play more. Chiesa play. I feel really cheated if I don't get to see him do some magic. Endo get a full game, and also I'd like to see Joey G get some time if he's fit. I don't know if he's fit enough at the moment to come back, but I'd like to see him because he's probably going to be sold. I don't know if he is or not, but I'd like to see him before it's too late.
Okay. How about for you, JK? Next 4 games, what are you looking for?
As I said at the start of the program, I want to have a big lead on the second place team. So for me, I look to have 4 wins. And for me, hopefully clean sheets. Right, I was a bit disappointed we let 1 in yesterday, clean sheets as well. So 4 wins, 4 clean sheets. Finish the season up in good style. And also, bro, to give Chiesa a game, like start him against Chelsea, I don't care. I think he would smash Chelsea apart first half. Chiesa, start him. Perfect game. So that's one thing I'd love to see. Even if he's not staying with us, I'd love to see him play football for us again.
We can't affect the Champions League places now. We can only put a stick through Chelsea's spokes, can't we? And try and help ensure they don't get in 5th place. Because I don't want them in it. We have to suffer Man City in it next season. I don't want Man City and Chelsea in it. That would be a piss take.
Do you know, JK was just saying about that goal that went in for Spurs. I can't believe that Diaz was having to defend against Solanke. When they think, where was Canate? I can't believe. Why would you put Diaz against Solanke? It just seems ridiculous.
Yep.
I have some. I'm going to come up with a quick poll. I just saw some great offerings out there. But I'll let Nolante give your choice, and I'll let Brian give his as well. Last 4 games, what's the one thing you're looking for?
Some paella. No, seriously. Listen, man, I need Joey G and Gravy to get goals, man. Tired of this, man. Let's get some goals, goddammit. They have to score, man. Tired of this, man. Gravy deserves a goal. Joey G, he's nearly 10 years at this club, man. Oh, man, they need to get a goal. And what some of the guys said, rotation. I don't want to see any of these players play the next games, even against Arsenal. We don't need to. Play the players that haven't played. Just play them all. And then, I think Pops stole my thunder. One of the things, if Mo doesn't need to score anymore, don't need to score Mo. Just get the assist record, get 21, and then believe me, I'm gonna rub it in the asshole's face. It breaks another record, the so-called king of the Premier League.
Yeah,
gone. And I'm gonna rub it in. I'll be doing the Salah's better than Henri to all the Arsenal fans that get them upset. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Okay. Let me say this up. All right. I think. All right. I'll let Brian do your choice, and then I have a quick poll that I just made up.
next 4 games, what are you looking most forward, or what do you want to see the most?
Celebration. I want to see what everybody wants to see, different things, what I want to see, what I like to see, what would be nice to see. Be nice to see all the fans come together. It would be nice to see all the fans forget about the little mini kind of arguments, because you always have little mini arguments. Doesn't matter you love them, hate them, player X, player Y. I'd just love to see all of the fans come together. And I know Nolante, like, I'm not going to tell him, go and have your fun, man. Go and shoot your rabbits. You know what I mean? But just forget about all these other dickheads. Forget about all these other channels. Forget about all these other people, and just live in the Liverpool moment right now. Forget about all the negativity, and just stay with people who are celebrating, people having fun. We can all clap back later on and do that, but right now, this doesn't happen very often. This shit doesn't happen very often at all. So just live it in the positive moment right now. Live it with people who want to celebrate it right up until that parade, and then go and, look after people later on. But right now, I just hope all the fans come together and forget about all those petty little arguments. And just every game now is going to be a celebration. It won't just be the Spurs one. Like, these boys are only getting going. These boys are only getting going. Like, the big celebration is yet to come. So every game is going to be a build up to that. The fans aren't just going to be, politely, now we won it. There's going to be more smoke. There's going to be more flares. So, yeah, just live it, lads. That's all I'll say. Just everybody, just live it, enjoy it. Forget about the Arsenal fans, the Chelsea fans, Man United fans. We'll deal with them again next year in the way we usually do. But right now, this is ours. This is our moment. So just love it and enjoy it, man.
There are actually some non-Liverpool fans around that are happy we've won it because they didn't want to see City make it 5 in a row. It would have been fun getting 5 in a row. I mean, the ball was bad enough. We'd never seen that crap before. So to have 5, it's better for football. And there are some that will maybe not say it, not admit it, but are secretly pleased we won it. Because it wasn't.
I'll ask a real quick fire answers, I guess, from the panel is better put. If you had these 4 choices, these are only the 4 you get, what would you say is, what would you like to see happen the most? You get one, you can get one.
He's a proper show. Salah.
Which one are you going with?
Salah.
Okay. Nolante. We'll go in reverse order this time. Nolante, quick fire.
My answer.
Joey G.
Joey G. Okay.
Yeah.
Nolante. No, excuse me. JK.
Salah, 1 for me.
Salah. Okay, so that's 2 for Salah, 1 for Joey. Bernie, what would you say out of these 4 choices?
It's difficult because I like all of them, but I've got to go with Salah because of what he's done for the club. So I'll have to go with Salah.
That's a big record. That's not some minor. That's a proper big record, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people broke 90.
Yeah. Okay, Lee, you get your choice.
Out of these, how far off the 90-point barrier are we now?
Win and a half. Gotta be.
We are. Hold on.
We're on 87.
82 in it.
Yeah, I'll have the point thing. Yeah, I want to get the most
we're
points.
82. So we need two wins and one two wins and two draws in the final 4 games to get 90 points.
Yeah, I want to break that barrier.
If we get 3 wins
If we get 3 wins, we'll break it, obviously.
Didn't Pep say we can't get 90? Sure, he said we won't get 90.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think he thought that no one was getting. If he was figuring, he probably was thinking if his team can't get it, then no one can. So maybe he was looking at it that way. What did you go with? I didn't. Again, what did you go with?
For us to break the 90-point barrier.
Okay.
Yeah, I want all the points we can get this season, as many as we can get.
You don't want the Mo breaking the Henry.
Well, I'm hoping that the other 3 will be part of that. That's why I say that one, because the other 3 can be part of that. We can have Chiesa, Joe, and
well, that's what Pops said. That's why Pops went for the Mo Salah one, because he was saying because if Mo does that, then we'll probably do the other one.
Yeah, Mo isn't far off the Henry record, is he?
I think Mo's going to go down as a legend, isn't it? They're going to have,
he's only one behind Shearer and Cole, isn't he, for the assists and goals combined, greatest ever season. Cole got it in 93-94 and Shearer in 94-95. At 47, I think it was. He's on 46 now.
No, how many goals is Salah on? He's on
28.
28, right? I have a question.
In the league.
He's not. It's going to be a very difficult task to do, but it's not impossible. Would you rather see him score 8 goals or get I think he needs 3 more assists to get over the line. So let's just call it 4. We'll say 4 just to give it an easier number. So would you rather see him score 8 goals and take back the single Premier League season scoring record? Or would you rather see him get this Henry record by getting those 4 assists? You can't do both. Can't say both before I go. Before we go down that
Don't need.
I don't really have a preference.
Just in case, I know Pops might say anything.
He's done enough. Let's let him break the.
No, I wouldn't really have a preference. You know, if he did either, that'd be amazing. So, like both. Yeah, I wouldn't have a preference, but no, it's just because I think it was Philly. Just to tie in with your question, I think it was Philly put one in.
Oh yeah, this question. Yeah, this one
with Mo. Something about Mo. Yeah, greatest, but I think he had a previous one in terms of like where he actually used the word goal scorer.
Okay.
Or maybe that was just me, but to me, I think like I put him third, right? And I'll say why I put him third because. If you're talking just about numbers, I'm talking about like say who's our best goal scorer, and maybe I'm going about it the wrong way, but to me, the greatest goal scorer, as in scorer of goals I've ever seen at Liverpool, is Robbie Fowler. That's the best striker I have ever seen at Liverpool. That guy, Ian Rush has more goals than him. Salah has a ton more goals and Rush has a ton more goals than him. But in terms of just, if we're judging Mo, and I think that was like the question of, or the kind of the tone of that question, you know, as a pure and out and out goal scorer, Mo is right up there, numbers, fitness, appearance wise, unbelievable, genius. He's up there with Rush, you know, in terms of numbers, per appearance, all that. But to me, Fowler's still the greatest goal scorer we've ever had. Then I would put Rush, just because of more the longevity. But it's getting close. It's almost like Fowler and then Rush and Salah tied in second. Do you know what I mean? Like he's so close to being he's so close to being our greatest ever goal scorer. If he signed a new 2-year deal. If he goes the next 2 years and puts up even close to the numbers he's put up this year, geez, we're having another conversation.
He's
But
got a low
right now,
go past, doesn't he, in the goals thingy?
but he's up there. He's in the greatest. He's in the greatest pantheon. Now, greatest is a thing as well. But he's in that box of. He's in that little group of undeniable greatness.
He's at that table.
Undeniable greatness. You know,
Uh-huh.
it is. It's crazy. It's crazy. And some people I know, we talked about the start of this season, they didn't want them. They're like, I get the numbers, but I want performances. I want performances. Show me performances. The numbers weren't enough. Well, to me, the numbers are performances. And his numbers this year are just astronomical. So, what more do you want?
Yeah, I think 47 is the record for the goals and assists combined for the Premier League season. It was Andy Cole in 93-94 for Newcastle, and then Shearer the following season for Blackburn.
And Charles Andy Cole was ridiculous.
Yeah. So if he scores one more, he's tied with them. If he scores two more, he's gone out on his own as an assistant goal leader.
He's got the most goal and assist record combined. He's broken that in terms of a goal involvement in a season.
I think there's what record hasn't he broken in the number? Exactly. If you look at the accomplishments when you go down Mohamed Salah's records, it's like you're flipping pages basically to get through. You're scrolling through pages when you get to all the records and the likes. But shout out K-Mac joining us. We're in the last little throws, but K-Mac wanted to say what's up and say it's good. So
I actually big up everyone. Hope you're all well. 20 times.
20 times.
You talked about defining moments. Defining moment for me, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, by the way, was winning away to Brentford because Arsenal lost to West Ham that weekend. Okay. And that could have been the closest they would have got to us in months if they'd have won that game, and we'd have lost that game. And it was Darwin Núñez scoring those two goals that won us the game. Like, honestly.
Wait. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Really, it was
that
such
last
a
part, the
defining
microphone
moment.
went out a little bit. Who was the player you said?
Yeah, don't.
Tom wants to hear
if
it.
Arsenal would have won, I know. If Arsenal would have won, I think they would have been.
There was 37 other games this season, lads. Come on.
Was it 5 points?
They'll get Brian started.
5 points, I think. Maybe 6.
They'll get Brian started. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know, Brian.
I know. Well, we all no, but it's all good. You get the premise of the question. That's what it was. I think it's a good thought. I mean, there's one. It
was because of the flip. He flipped. Okay. No, K-Max spot on. It was the flip that weekend. Because every time we sat there, every time we did something wrong, we were thinking, oh no. And what happened 8 hours later? Arsenal shit the bed. Every single time. That time when they went and just did that against West Ham, we were like, if you didn't know it was on then, these guys were weak. They were weak. They had no depth. That was their chance to get back into a league. Liverpool here said, here, look, here's a sniff. Here's a sniff. And they had West Ham, and they couldn't beat them.
At home as well.
Come on. What do we do to West Ham? What do we do to West Ham? We
normally concede to Bowen.
No. Bowen is definitely a thorn in our side. But
that weekend told you nothing about us and told you everything about Arsenal. Everything about, and they were amazing. That after we saw that again, they knew they didn't have the minerals.
Yeah. Can I just mention something on Mo Salah as well, which
sure don't want to talk about Darwin Núñez?
No.
Sure. No. Okay. All right.
Look, he's been a great servant. He's getting a league title. Like, fair play to him. Like, and he'll move on. It is what it is. Like, hopefully we'll get some money for him. We've spent 86 million on him already. By the way. Sorry, 76 million on him. We've spent already.
Properly, yes. Not the
Well, yeah, because we did.
I don't know though. Maybe that clause is real, and we might have to spend 5 minutes. I don't know.
5 more million, but that goes to show you that the whole that he's not playing because
I know that winning the Premier League. I know that winning the Premier League, we had to pay Porto 2.5 million. We had to pay Benfica 2.5 million. We had to pay Aberdeen 500,000 for Ramsey. Like seriously, all of these clauses, whoever wrote them up needs the red testing. And Stuttgart got a million. Stuttgart gets a million. Yeah. Really? Yeah, there's loads of mad clauses in all these players' contracts. Like the club gets money if we win the Champions League or we win the Premier League, because obviously they didn't think we were going to. I don't know.
Wow.
Anyway, what I did want to say on Mo though is I know we're talking about like all of these.
Who's Stuttgart getting money off?
Yeah, I know.
Who are they getting money off?
Endo.
Oh, Endo, right? Yeah.
Endo and Ramsey, Endo and Calvin Ramsey, mate. Like,
well, I don't know about Ramsey. Because he isn't even okay, but
he's still
hey, look, it's what they call in business. I'm sure there's a word for it in business.
Being ripped off.
No, but there's like one of those words for business, like when you make a fuck ton of money, and then you have to pay some cash out because the fact you made a fuck ton of money. We're paying out on these fuckers because we won shit, basically.
Yeah.
We're winning league titles, so okay, you've triggered now a clause there. Okay, that's all that's happened. I'm willing to eat that 8, 10, 15 million. I'm not going to go all the way up to 100, but I mean, you get what I'm saying. A couple of million.
I think you get bonuses. The club's going to get bonuses as well, not from like
it's all going to earn out. It's all going to earn out.
No, I meant like from some of the advertisers. If you win the league, obviously, or you win the Champions League, you're getting more. You're going to obviously.
Is it too late to go and renegotiate with Adidas?
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe an extra 20 million on that Adidas deal. Maybe go back there.
Right.
Can I?
Yeah, exactly. We're big news now. We're hot news. That's what you want. Get them commercials.
Can I just mention on Mo, because I know you're finishing soon, and there's just not enough accolades you can give the guy, to be fair. Okay, but I just wanted to there's a couple of things on Mo. Number 1 goals, number 1 assists, number 1 shots on target, and number 1 opposition touches in the opposition box this season in the Premier League. Okay, that's Mo. He's out on his own. Okay, so anyone wants to say anything about anybody else, nobody's touching him. Yeah, he's the best midfielder and he's the best attacker, all in one. Like, I think that's how good Mo's been this season. But what I wanted to mention was, if you look at Mo's average goals over the period of the time he's been at Liverpool, yeah, he's on average, projected to hit 310 goals in the Premier League. That's the numbers that Mo could get to in the next 2 years, on average, according to Opta and the stats of where Mo is. What I think Mo's looking at now, and you're talking about records, I think Mo's definitely looking at Wayne Rooney's records, because Wayne Rooney's got an unbelievable goal record and an unbelievable assist record for Manchester United, because he was an unbelievable player.
Rooney's the next one that's way ahead of him. Yeah, in the list, Rooney's the one that's like he's caught up to everybody right now.
In the next 2 years,
the next big step.
He's looking to overtake Rooney in total. And if you
look at it, Salah 35. I'd be conservative in the next 2 seasons. League goals, I'd be conservative. If he stays fit, I'd say 15 and 15, and maybe an 18 and a 15 season. That's being conservative.
Yeah.
That's what I'd give.
310 goals for Liverpool, by the way. Just all comps. I'm not talking Premier League, by the way. I'm not talking Premier League. So just don't think he's going to overtake Alan Shearer, because that wasn't how it is. That's all up. So he would end up being second behind Ian Rush with 346. That in itself, I think, might keep Mo for another 2 years after that. What do you think about that?
After the 2, like 4 from now, you mean?
You think that they'll extend it even longer than the 2?
No, I think Mo would want him. He's so close to Ian Rush.
Oh,
he's so close to Ian Rush.
Wow.
Like he'd be 30. What would he be? 30, 34 goals behind Ian Rush. Like that would really be tempting for him. It'd be so tempting for him to go, you know what? I could maybe get there. Bayesian, we didn't think Mo would get this many goals, mate. We didn't think Mo would get this many goals. Mo has actually said in the interview at the end of the game, when he was asked about this season, he said, "What's been so good for you?" And he said, "I don't have to defend anymore."
Right.
Mo doesn't do any defending anymore. He can literally just play as an attacker and goal hang the whole game if he wants. Like, put Mo in a position where he can score chances, and this is what you get. You get this amount of goals, and you get this amount of assists. Like, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
I'll tell you this is something you're probably not going to want to hear, but if we are going to have Mo Salah doing those settings that you're saying, and I want to make sure I get JK and Levante and everyone involved on this answer, and Bernie, of course, in the league, you're going to have to possibly make some contentions for Dom, basically, because Dom allowed for. I personally think that because Dom was that engine in that midfield a lot, but also helping out with a lot of the tracking back. The reason why Salah didn't have to track back was because you have a Dom tracking back and trying to, provide the coverage for what Salah does. And I don't know if a more offensive-minded 10 is necessarily going to want to do that kind of heavy lifting or long marathon style lifting. I'll ask. Let me ask the rest of the panel if you agree on that or not. I'll start with JK or Nolante's on off mute. I'll start with Nolante.
What about Mo?
Yeah, as in, we all know that Mo. Okay. All right. Let me properly put this because I just saw Pops's comment. I don't want to be disrespectful. So, because if Trent Alexander-Arnold gets put on that platform of being someone that can defend when he feels like it, Salah is certainly in that same room with Trent Alexander-Arnold. But the major thing I was saying about this question was, if you are going to have, would you be willing to concede bringing in a player like maybe like a Cherky, right? From that's a big name that's being thrown out there. Someone that's more offensive minded at that 10 role. Mac, I'll give you a chance to if you have another name that you want to put in there, or maybe like a Florian Wirtz, maybe, or something like that. Those players are phenomenal players, but they're not going to give you the engine or the sheer amount of intensity that you get out of a Dominic Szoboszlai. Would you be willing to forego that for Dom because it allows for Mo to do what he does, which is just be offensive minded, be more on the lines of just going forward as opposed to having to track back? I'll ask you that quick question. It's not a quick question, but I'm asking you, Nolante. Oh, you're on mute.
Well, again, if you look at it this way, obviously won the league, so again, slot system has worked, but I don't think we need to do a sub. We can still get an attacking. We can get my thoughts, Kudus. You can get a Kudus or someone in that aspect who He's got more quality than Sobo, different dribbler, but he still can put in the work rate, and he can still be in tandem with Mo. So I don't think it's a question of we don't need an attacker. We can, but again, he's still just the right profile, and Salah can still do what he does. It just really depends on the profile of the player. So yeah, but it's not going to happen, to be honest. And he's going to keep. He likes Sobo, so he's going to be our 10 next season. So it is what it is.
I am asking that question because Sabasli has been asked that question. That's why I'm asking the panel this question. Sabasli has been asked this question in a sense by saying his answer being that he understands he's had to sacrifice some of his offensive game, and at times he said that sometimes it's just because he's just knackered, he's just tired, he's doing a lot of work. And he's and it takes in a lot of that concentration and all the things that we're asking for from an offensive minded player. He has it. He's just saying that it's just a little bit on E. His tank is on E sometimes when he's asked to display it. So I'll ask Bernie. I'll ask you that question. I know K-Mac is raring to get in his number 10 choice, so I'll let Bernie answer the question for us first, though. Oh, maybe not. Bernie, you there? Oh, maybe. All right. Well, I'll ask Lee that question. I'll ask Lee that same question. Lee, are you there? Make sure everyone's there. Okay.
Yeah.
The question is, would you be willing to see Dom as our number 10 if it means that we get the kind of output we get out of Mo Salah? Or would you want to see more of a more offensive-minded number 10, but yet you might see a little bit of a decrease in Salah's productivity? Because I think that will happen possibly. There's only so much of the ball to go around.
I'd be interested if McAllister could play the 10 sometimes next season. If somebody could play in midfield with Gravenberch aside, that'd be interesting. To have the choice of him or McAllister in that position, because he hasn't really started Elliott, has he, in the Premier League in the 10? He started him in the cup, hasn't he? But yeah, it's pretty much him all the time, isn't it? Jones has played there, hasn't he? But well, I suppose with the way things are, if we could repeat this next season, this many wins, and get the title again, then yeah, if he can play a part again like this, and Mo can score loads of goals, and we can win the title again, then yeah.
Okay. All right. K-Mac, you want to give an answer? I know you're raring to give one. I can see it.
I don't actually think we need a 10. Like all we need is a number 9 that scores. If you look at the left-hand side, we got 16 goals out of Cody this season. We got 16 goals out of Diaz. That's the most goals he's ever scored in a season, by the way, ever. The most goals Cody's ever scored in a season is 21. So Cody's hitting unbelievable numbers. He's never hit 16 in a long time. He hits 12, 11, and then he obviously had a really good season on 21. Obviously Mo's numbers are just insane, but you only got 5 goals each out of Jota and Nunez in the Premier League this season. It's just not good enough. You put a proper number 9, like an Osherman or whoever, just a really, a Goikrez, just a really good number 9 who scores goals, Boniface, someone like that, then for me, you're absolutely fine. And also the problem we've had is we haven't been able to rotate Gravenberch, and we all know it. He had a bit of a patch where he was just knackered, and he looked like he was running in treacle. Like you go and get an Adam Morton, or you go and get an Angelo Stiller, and you give them 25 games because Elliott's played 14, Endo's played 17, and then they're not starting, but they played a lot of games when they've come off the bench. You can give those games to Adam Morton, who's only played 25 games this season, or the likes of an Angelo Stiller, and then you can rotate. You can rotate Jones and your McAllisters and your Soboslais more. And that's been the problem. Like, we have looked quite flat in some games. And when you come up against a really strong midfield, like a Newcastle, for example, who've just got a load of grunts and a load of groks who just boot you up in the air, we've not had the physicality in every single midfielder. And sometimes it's horses for courses. And you put your Adam Morton in there then, or you put your Angelo Stella in for that game. But your Dominic Szoboszlai or your McAllister in that 10, I think, is just golden. Like every single game, you could rotate with them. One game, play one of them. One game, maybe bring them off the bench. Or if it's like just a game against the bottom team, like then you could play a Dom there, you could play Jones there. Like he's had to play every single player, every single game. That's how important it's been because he's not trusted his squad. But if you get some key players, then you'll play them more. And then you can give a little bit more rotation. But I don't think we need a number 10. I think we just need a number 9 that scores. Mo Salah is so creative. Like his numbers are insane. I think he's created 34 big chances this season. Like it's not his fault that your Nunez's and your Jotas just haven't put him away. Like, and he's had to play Diaz loads in the middle because he hasn't got a number 9. He could rotate Diaz and Cody all season next season on that left-hand side. So we don't need anyone. Like, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Okay. Well, I know that you're also real quick, and I'm gonna go to another panelist here. But you're and I'm gonna try. In case you don't, I'm about to look it up myself. But you're talking about these chances. You're talking about these players getting these opportunities. And you said 5 goals. I think you said about 5 goals this year, right? Between the two of them.
No, 5 goals each.
Oh, 5 goals each.
6.
Okay.
Jota's got 6. Okay. Sorry, Nunez has got 5. But they played over 25 11, games each.
Right. 11. They played a good number of the role of striker for us. Yeah. A good number. I'd say about 2/3 of the season, probably around there.
Jota's played 23 games, I think, because he was injured.
So, what is you're talking about these opportunities? How many big chance opportunities? Because I know a lot of people were all about.
I haven't got the numbers in front of me. Sorry.
You do.
I'm not that good. Bloody hell, man.
Oh no! I thought that was.
I didn't come on to have a conversation just about that. That's
no, I thought maybe you had. Okay. No worries. I'll see if I can find it because that's a big question. I know that a lot of people are very. I've been saying it time and time again about you could bring in.
You're asking the rest of the panel.
Yeah. You could bring in a bona fide quote unquote number 9, as everyone likes to say. And you're still going to most likely only get a limited number of opportunities for that number 9, albeit they might have a higher probability of scoring, maybe because of the talent level. But that's why I was asking the question real quick. Okay, so I will ask that of. Okay, I'll ask that of Brian, actually, if you don't mind.
Well, I don't think we play the way Slot wants us to play. I think that's one thing. Just my opinion. I think he has a vision of us that isn't, which is crazy. Like people think, oh, this squad is brilliant. I'm like, this squad has just won the Premier League, but I can see 6 players, 6 positions that we can upgrade in. And that's not a contradiction. That's not a full statement. It's like, this is a squad that has just won the league, but you can also see 4, 5, 6 positions where you can upgrade it. And now I think that's a good thing. I'm very excited about that fact. I think it's awesome to look and think, wow, this team has won the league. And I'm not talking about starters. I'm talking about fringe players who have moments in this team. And I think we can improve those players and add them to a team that's just won the league in England. I think that's good. I think that's a nice place to be. So different players, even just in the basic footballing sense of, like Slot said, like every manager will tell you, new energy, just a new energy around the players. The Kirkes guy, that's a new energy. We've got an older left back. We've got Simicast, just some new energy in that area. Brilliant. We'll love to see it. Just that kind of stuff. It's really, really simple. But then you can add quality here and there. Yeah, you can argue about Dom. Dom, to me, like I said, I gave Darwin, like Nilanta say, when Darwin was coming, I was like, this guy's the business. I watched him rip us apart, call us all sorts of problems. I was all for it. I was, brilliant, bring him in. But after a year, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to lie. After 2 years, I'm like, come on, it's 2 years. Like, come on. Dominic Szoboszlai has been here 2 years. He's the same player that walked in the door. That's what my metric always is. How have you improved? He is the same player we bought after 2 years. So these people, for me, great players though they are, they haven't done enough. But you can look at all the other little places. So there's an awful lot. Someone put in there earlier on about the big summer coming. Yeah, we all know that. We all know that.
Dom's a better player, mate. Dom got 3 goals last season in the Premier League. He's got 5. He's a better player.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, shine up that Ballon d'Or.
Expect him to be, mate. He's a midfielder.
No,
he goes missing too much.
I'm just talking about the guy who goes. He goes missing from. He has a great game. I always said the thing about Dom was all he needed was a breakout game. Score twice, get an assist, or score and get 2 assists. Dominate a game. And then he'd be like, yeah, I've arrived. I know I can do this now. And he did that in a couple of games. And then he goes missing for 5, 6 games. And he works hard, he runs hard and all that, but he doesn't have that cutting edge. After 2 years, he's still exactly the same. When we buy players like that kind of money, it's like, yeah, he's this now, but in 2 years, 3 years, he's going to be much better. He's not much better. He's pretty much the same player we bought 2 years ago.
So what kind of player do you want in the number 10, mate? Like you obviously know how Slot plays. Like you obviously know.
Not in the 10, no. With someone like him,
Dom's got nobody up front who's showing. Nobody up front who's showing in games. Like you literally see him get the ball, and he's like, "It's got to go to Mo because the others aren't even in the right position or they're offside." Like
if you ask me what I want from Dominic Szoboszlai, I will tell you, I want at least 40% increase in assists and a 30% increase in goals.
Okay, so you're gonna get a decrease on Salah.
12 goals from Dom, maximum, max 12 in a great season. In a good season, 9 goals from midfield, attacking midfield from Liverpool, and at least close to double figures in assists.
He's never done that. He's never done that at any club.
Yeah, but he's come to a Liverpool team that's surrounded by much better players.
But he's not even.
That's what I want.
He's played as an attacker in all of those teams. He's never done.
Yeah, but I want him to take the next step, Kmart. That's what I'm saying. And if he doesn't take the next step, then we've just bought the guy that's basically just okay.
So how did he play last season? What was he played like last season? Because you've got a guy who's been doing 10.
Oh, you mean under Klopp?
Every season.
Under Klopp.
Yeah, 10 in 10, 10 goals, 10 assists in every season, pretty much. Yeah, his numbers are pretty similar in every season. Came to Liverpool under Klopp. How was he played? Was he played to do 10 in 10, or was he played to just be?
No, he's babysit Trent.
Just to be a runner.
Babysit Trent and run. Babysit Trent and run.
But what's he doing this season if he's not babysitting Trent?
He's leading the press. He's running.
He's babysitting Mo. He's babysitting Mo.
Yeah, but K-Mac also.
He's babysitting Mo, mate. Mo's even come out and said, like, the boss. I spoke to the boss and I said, look, boss, I'll give you better numbers, but I'm not going to defend. And the boss said, okay, show me the numbers. And he just went, there's the numbers. And he's gone, okay, you don't need to defend then. Who's been doing the defending?
Does that sound like a real conversation to you?
That's a real conversation that happened. Mo said it in an interview yesterday.
That doesn't sound like they're sitting at the little coffee
Mo
nook.
literally said it.
Well, he has to come back in the future to finish. The last thing goes, there's the numbers. And he's like, yeah.
He's another
I hear what
babysitter,
you're saying.
This
Dude,
season
but
he's been
when has Salah ever been tracking back? Salah's never tracked back. He's cheating. We all know it's what they call Salah's allowed to cheat, as in he sits on the halfway line. Everybody else defends. He doesn't. So ping, Trent can hit him. Ping, VVD can hit him. He's cheating to give us an outball, basically one of the best outballs in world football. Yes, with some of the best quarterbacks in world football playing those passes.
Why is he on his own?
Because
why is Mo by himself? Why hasn't Mo got 3 players on him? Because he's got Dominic Szoboszlai making a run or taking away the runner every single game.
Are you okay, K-Mac? I'll send you back one. Are you comfortable, happy with Dominic Szoboszlai's attacking out?
Mate, I'm comfortable with us winning the league. I don't care.
No, but this is not that question. Hey, look, we're all here. This is what we're here for. But are you comfortable with Dominic Szoboszlai's attacking output over the last 2 seasons?
He's not been played like that, mate. He's not been.
Are you comfortable with his attacking output?
He's not been. Look,
but even Slot came in and he said, "You remember the Slot interview when he came in? He said,
season when look, Bry, we agree with a lot of stuff, mate. Okay, all right, and I'm not arguing with anybody about this. Last season when he came to Liverpool, he started like a house on fire. Why did he start like a house on fire? Because that's what he's used to doing. He's used to shooting at goal. He's used to having a go. He's used to being more attacking. And he scored loads of goals when he first tipped up. And we thought, oh, my God, this guy is exactly what we need. And then what happened? He got reined in by the manager. And the manager went, no. I need you to be looking after Trent. Because we want Trent to be coming into the team in the midfield. We want Trent to be doing stuff. You're going to be the babysitter. And then his game completely changed. And now he's now Mo's babysitter. Like, there is going to be a babysitter in any team. It's
Trent has always needed a babysitter.
Like, Real Madrid. Who's the babysitter for Real Madrid? Valverde, Camavinga. They're the babysitters. They're the guys that do all the grunt work. While the others go and do all the fancy stuff.
Fabinho did a lot. Fabinho, Henderson, they all did a lot.
Fabinho did a lot. Henderson did a lot. There needs to be babysitters. While the guys, well, what's the old saying that Shankly said? I need, what is it? I need 9 players to carry the piano, and then I need someone to be the piano player. That's what Liverpool is right now. It just is. Like, everybody else needs to carry the piano. Salah's going to play the piano because look at the numbers. And if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Like, every team has a star. Every team has a star that shines brighter than anyone else. Mo is that star.
Isn't that what people were kind of? I don't know if it was trying to be rude or disingenuous with, but they are disconcerting. But they were calling our number 8 basically a glorified Henderson, right, or something along those lines.
Yeah, that was me. That was me as well.
Okay, all right.
And I love Zoppo, by the way. I think he's an amazing player. Like, but he is like a Jordan Henderson right now. He's a babysitter. I'm sorry.
Well,
that's it. That was it. Sorry, 8 men can carry it. 3 men who can play the damn thing. Brilliant pops.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'd rather have Henderson than Szoboszlai. At least Henderson shouted. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that you've been critical of him. You want to speak on it, JK?
Yeah, for me, for a long time, bro, Sabot's big money. No one came out. You don't mention Sabot's figures, how much he costs.
No, I already told.
Darwin.
Yeah, K-Mac's going to be on on my Diamond Spotlight show. I'm going to have. Now that we're over the line, we can talk about it. I'm interested to see.
He's got 5 assists this season, by the way, KJ. Sorry, just he's saying
2
that he
yesterday.
doesn't assist. He does. He's got 5 assists this season.
For me, though, quickly about Sabot's he's too inconsistent. Goes missing in that week. We needed him to show up against PSG and Newcastle. That was for me the most important week of the season, nearly, and he messed it up big time. I haven't forgiven him for that, and since then he hasn't been great. Yesterday was the first time he played good in a long time. There you go. He turned up against Tottenham away 6-3, turned up against Man City away 2-0, and he turned up yesterday. That's pretty poor. If you cost that much money, bro, that's pretty poor for a Liverpool team where you could score a lot of goals. You're playing for Liverpool in that position. We don't really defend. When you really look at it, we're an attacking team, sort of players. But for me, it's about he needs to step up next season.
The Trent babysitter is real, man. It's always been that. I've said that from day one.
He's actually got more assists than all our forwards, by the way. Just thought I'd say that. The only player he hasn't got more assists than is Mo Salah. That's just in the Premier League. I think he's got 7 assists in total. So he's not shit. He's still.
No, he's not shit. No,
I think he's got 7 goals this season, or maybe 8 goals in total. So I think we're being a little bit too critical of him. He's improved from last season because he's obviously a little bit higher up the pitch. But if you watch him in games,
you watch him in games, you know what I mean.
Running most of the time, and most of the time he's doing loads and loads of running back and winning duels and winning headers.
I wouldn't go down.
And he gets the ball, holds it up.
He's a bit of a wimp. He's a wimp, bro. He's a wimp. He don't get stuck in.
No, but K-Mac, would you not agree with what I was said?
He does. I'll give you his dual stats if you don't believe me.
Must be on it.
The team's a work in progress, isn't it, at the moment? So maybe his role will be a bit different next season, and people will be happy with his role next season if the team changes a bit. But as long as we're winning, that's the thing, you know.
Yeah, but I agree with him what he's
65% tackle success, 23 block shots, 9 interceptions, 12 clearances, 120 recoveries. He's won 91 duels. He's won 19 50-50s.
That's more than Inigo Montoya does.
He's won 18 aerial battles. You know, he's only been offside 4 times all season. Bloody hell.
I just want us to win as a team. Like, whoever gets the most debt or that doesn't really matter to me.
The biggest problem, he doesn't shoot enough.
As long as we win.
He doesn't shoot enough. Like, we all know that. Like, he doesn't shoot enough.
I just think he can score more. I know too well. Yesterday.
Who do you reckon's out there then? The people who don't believe in him, who we could get, because I still believe in him. Like, who could we have in that position? Because we thought players.
Sobbo's been all right.
He's talked about the 10, buying in the 10, haven't they?
No, we don't have to sell him. You can add to the squad. You don't have to sell the guy.
No, why do people
the same amount of goals as our number 9s, by the way? Like, he's got more goals than Nunes. Like that's your problem.
No, I was just going to ask, why do people
always...
always...
played every minute of the Premier League, you know what I mean?
He's not there to score goals. That's what your number 9's for.
So seriously,
he's done more than him.
Why do our fans, especially, but why do we...
I don't even rate Nunes.
Okay.
Bin the crap up front.
Let me make sure. Am I muted? Maybe I'm muted. Make sure. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm asked this question. Why is it that when we come across, let's say for hypothetically, we're talking about getting a new number 9, fantastic. But why is it that we have to get rid of a player to bring in a player, in essence? Like, I understand you don't have to break it down too. Like,
money.
I mean, like,
money.
Why can't if Hata isn't your starting number 9, fantastic, but doesn't mean that he can't play the number 9. It doesn't mean that he can't be a squad player, or something along the lines. Same could go possibly for a Darwin Nunez. Some people don't like his production level, but he also has notably a lot of 90-minute winners out there. So why is it that when we speak, when we hear these conversations, why is it automatically, we got to sell that player?
So that's usually the way we do things.
Money usually.
Well, it's actually worse now because we've now got a manager that doesn't play players. Like, if you're not a good enough player, you don't get a sniff. Look at Chiesa. Chiesa doesn't get a sniff. Like,
I don't even know if Chiesa's not a good enough player.
He won't get. He's played 4 games. Like,
I'm not
season.
saying he's not.
If it wasn't for us being able to get 40 medals, he wouldn't even get a bloody Premier League medal. But it's a case of we have a lot of forwards. Like, we have a lot of forwards. We've got Mo, we've got Diaz, we've got Cody, we've got Jota, we've got Nunez, and we've got Chiesa. We have 6 forwards for 3 positions, and he barely plays like 1 change. Like all the others, like your Jotas and your Jotas and your Nunez's have barely have barely started games. Like, Nunez has barely started any games this season. So is there really any point in keeping him? Like, he scored 4 goals and he's not contributed this season, apart from obviously that winner, which is fair enough. And if there's a lot of clubs
You're talking about Chiesa? Are you talking about Chiesa right now?
I'm talking about Nunez, just for example.
Oh, Nunez.
Yeah, just take Nunez out of the equation and give us an Osherman.
Actually, Nunez has
or a Boniface or a Guicres.
Well, you kind of did promise us an Osman there.
That's why I said him first.
Last time.
That's why I said him first.
You did promise it. You did say.
It's why I'm also saying other names as well, because other people will be like, "Oh, is it Osherman? Is it?" I'm like, "It is Osherman," but yeah.
Well, you've guaranteed.
I pushed back on our show. The reason I've been looking into that.
I've got his contract here.
Yeah.
Oh, how much is his driver?
Even though he was close to signing with us, apparently, as some of those reports had out there, he's also a player that's looking to get a £500,000 a week.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Well, that was the. I'll send you the link. Then I'll send you the link.
He's not on 500,000.
No, I'm not saying he's on 500,000. That's the price tag he would like to get.
I think he's on just over 100,000 now.
Right, but he thinks of himself as being one of the elite forwards in Europe. So he's trying to get an elite forward, paycheck. That's why I'm saying he's looking to get like
the biggest problem with Osherman.
He wants that. He'll
do one of those. Come to the table, say I want 500,000. They balk and say no, and then he sees how low they'll go from that 500. Because now you see, okay, you want this, we get it, but we're not even coming close to that. So we'll give you 350, and then he
won't be on 350 if he comes to Liverpool. He'll be on about 200 max.
No, that's the Romano story. Romano's been doing it. He said this from day one. He did a show the other day, and he said, go back to what I said from day one. He said, Osimhen is on a very certain salary, and everything is about the money on his wages. He wants, basically, it's either 500K tax-free Saudi or 250 a week after tax in England, 500K.
Oh, is it 250? Okay, all right.
He said, look at all my shows, look at all my blah, blah, blah. this is always this is the deal with Osman. It's all about the wage.
It's all about the
always
money.
been about the wages with Osman.
Yeah.
People,
And
everyone
that's
wants him.
why-
These guys want him. These guys want him. He will not drop below. This is
Right.
this is fucking pure Romano out there, and he will not drop below. Basically,
Right.
500k before tax
Mhm.
or 250 after. That's it.
And that-
Like
Mhm.
that's his
Oh.
minimum, and that's what he's all about.
And that's why I think that
We ain't paying that 500k.
Right.
worth it.
And that's
He
why
might
that
be worth
wall
it.
behind you, K-Mac, has like it might have drawing power to other players, those kind of players that we probably want to see a part of our club too. But like for him, it's about the money.
Well, we agreed wages with him. That was done. Like the only reason why we didn't get him
They would
is
have been
because
massive. There must have been massive
been
wages.
massive wages, I'm
400.
sure.
They must have been massive wages. 400.
the only reason we didn't get him is because of the club owner. He wouldn't give him his loyalty payments. So he went back
That's
to.
the thing. You're dealing with
went
that.
back
You're
to
dealing with
Turkey.
Laurentis. You know.
Yeah.
You're
Do you
dealing
wanna
And the
go
with-
reason
with
why
that?
we didn't, and the reason why we didn't get him the year before, because we were after him the year before, is basically because the Napoli,
agents' money, probably.
the Napoli
The
club,
money.
the Napoli
Yeah.
club pointed everything at Chelsea. They gave Chelsea the keys to the Austrian car, and literally we had no sway at all. We weren't allowed in at all, and it was all pointing at Chelsea.
Oh yeah, I mentioned this. I actually
Yeah.
spoke.
They
That was
blocked us out.
they locked them in a hotel room for like
Yeah, it
a
was
weekend.
ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this time we'll get him.
I don't think I know about you, Lante. Tell me, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want a player like that to be involved in our club. To be honest with you, simply under those pretenses. If it's all about the money for you, then fine. There's plenty of other clubs like Chelsea or these other like groups out there that are willing to this. Your Manchester United, they're willing to overspend on players, but yet have no real like, oh, I'm here because I want to, add to the silverware, add to those numbers that are behind K-Mac on that board or on that wall.
Sometimes you need mercenaries, mate. Suarez was a mercenary.
But he's not. Osman couldn't tie his left boot, and Suarez is a scumbag. So he's
a mercenary.
Okay,
An absolute mercenary. Sometimes you need a mercenary.
Well,
I'm fine with taking a mercenary that can give me 30 goals.
Would you be? That's the thing about. I mean, I've said it time and time again about Suarez. When Suarez is.
There's not many elite. There's not many elite forwards out there, mate. That you could get for that price. There just isn't.
I wouldn't call Oli elite. He's a good striker, but not elite. No,
elite.
No, he's not up there with Haaland, Suarez, K-Mac. No way. Osman, he can't touch the. He can't touch
How much is
he hasn't won Premier Leagues.
Hold on. Say your part, and then Lee, say your part. Go, K-Mac, what do you want to say real quick?
Well, he hasn't won Premier Leagues, but he's won league titles.
Yeah, but you can win league titles. Doesn't mean but it doesn't mean he's elite. He's a good striker, but he's not a world class striker.
He's world class, mate.
Okay, that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
How many goals has he scored? How many games? How many games has he
League
played?
is an easy league. How many strikers that are past the prime have scored in the Turkish league? That's not.
No, I'm talking about Italy. I'm not just talking about.
Napoli. He had one good season, and the other season was average.
Italy, talking about France. These are all countries he scored bags of goals in.
He's okay. You weren't world class.
And also Nigeria.
Season in Napoli, and he had an average season that. But how does that make him world class?
Before we get into the world, because everyone's definition of world class is different. What did you want to say, Lee? You wanted to say something? You were about to say something.
No, I was just saying how much. I don't know how much Ekitike is valued at, but he's a player that we could afford, like Stella.
Ekitike's value has been going up. Lee,
he's more than Osimhen.
If you want to know Ekitike, the last number I heard is that they're starting to edge towards that 100 million.
What?
Yeah.
He's joking. I thought he'd be about 40 million or something like that.
No.
Nope. That's
90
called
million, 100
market
million.
value.
Money there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, scrap him then. Scrap him. idea. 100 million. Joking.
That was quick. That was quick.
Yeah.
Cross that name off the list. I got you.
Well, you can get Osman for 70. That's his release clause.
Is there anyone we
72.
can bloody afford? I hope we don't get turned down again this summer like we did by Zubimendi and Caicedo.
You can get Harry Kane for 60.
We don't go for anyone who says no.
Have you heard about Harry Kane, by the way? Have you heard about Harry Kane?
What about him?
So you know the next game Bayern Munich can win the league. He's suspended.
Okay.
He's not even going to be on the pitch.
Okay. All right.
That's just so typical.
Isn't that such a Harry Kane thing?
He's cursed. It's just so typical, man. He's totally cursed.
He's going to
Even
be,
when he
he's
wins
going to
the
be
league, he
celebrating
doesn't
in a
really.
suit.
Oh my god.
Isn't that
Yeah,
wild?
like we all joke about how he looks like a kind of an RAF wing commander from like the Second World War. But if you went up, I guarantee you, if he was like, if you went up at him, no one ever came home. He was the only one ever. He was like, you never wanted to go up with Wing Commander Harry Kane because 90% of the people never came home. That guy is just fucking cursed, man. Jeez.
He's the mush, or what did they call it? The mush in Goodfellas, I think it was the guy they made sit in the closet. I think it was in Goodfellas. They made the guy sit in the closet because every time they would roll dice, they would like that when that guy was there, people would crap out. I think it was either that, or I think it might have been another gangster movie. I was hoping JK could help me out. He's big on the gangster movies.
That's definitely not Goodfellas, anyway.
Yeah.
Can I just give you some of Osherman's numbers just for shits and giggles? Yeah. Okay. Nigeria, 26 goals in 34 games. Just Nigeria.
You know who Nigeria play? By the way, came out. Do you know who?
Doesn't
Nigeria
matter.
play?
You play what's
No,
in front
no,
of
it doesn't matter.
you.
Mauritius.
You know who
Nigeria play.
You
You understand the African continent.
Everyone's waxing lyrical about Lookman. Galatasaray, 31 goals in 36
playing
games.
in Italy too, but yeah, I got
Galatasaray, 31 goals in 36 games, 7 goals in 7 Champions League games as well, by the way. 76 goals in 133 games for Napoli. Yeah, in a team that isn't really attacking that much. Because look at the previous manager, yeah, who we played with, wasn't a mad manager to attack. Lille, 18 goals in 38 games. He went on loan in Belgium to Sporting Chariol, 20 goals in 36 games. The guy's just turned 26. He's just turned 26. Like, he is a baller. Don't care what anyone says. He's a baller.
Oh, nobody's disputing his ability.
He is a baller. He does exactly what we need. He stands in the hot zone and scores goals. And we just don't have a player that does that. We haven't had a player that does that for a long time.
Oh, nobody's saying he's a bad player.
He's a bad man. Get him in my team.
Yeah, he's a goal scorer. You put him in the right team.
You can sit here and wax lyrical about Goincrez. He plays in
funny
Portugal.
I mean, like, I would rather see us
against bums.
I get what you're saying. I just don't think that I would rather see us spend the money on a different player.
On Harry Kane.
On
Harry Kane.
And it's not just on Harry Kane. I'm not going to go that far. I mean, if you're talking about trying to get someone that you're going to get the same number of years out of, or similar year productions, I would go for Alvarez. Actually, I'd go for Julian Alvarez.
I'd love Alvarez as well, mate, but he's going to cost you 120 million. We just don't spend that money. Like, we won't sign Isak either. But
I don't know if it's going to cost us 120 million, but it'll cost us a pretty penny.
Osherman's just sat there. Like, he's just sat there. Like, just give him the bags.
I think that there's more. I just think that there's more involved in why I'm promoting Harry Kane to be that choice. If we're going to have to bring in a new number 9, is because I think that Harry Kane would come back with real fire and purpose in coming back. It wouldn't be all about money because he's already gotten the bag.
Do you think Mo Salah would be happy if Harry Kane came back?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because he's back hitting his record. Mo Salah's hunting down Harry Kane's record.
Oh,
You know what Mo Salah's like.
I doubt
He
it.
literally
I think
he's played with Mane and Cole.
He literally said in his interview, "It's been so good this year because Mane and Bobby aren't there."
Yeah, come on,
yeah, get out of here. Now K-Max.
You believe everything these players and managers?
Come on.
We got Antar Mizzy, John
Harry
Wick in the
Kane
building.
playing for Liverpool. Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Don't be weird.
Either.
No, definitely.
It's not going to happen.
Antar Mizzy's saying this.
I'm not having him trying to get in the midfield play. Like, get up front, will you?
We all know what happened.
If Alvarez were to join, he said it wouldn't be a surprise if he played more on the left wing than center forward.
Yeah.
Oh, he won't come.
I think he would play center forward. He would just be probably like off center to the left, probably like more like we see Lucha.
I wouldn't even take him on
with all the other left-sided players we've got.
Right, exactly.
Come on, we're going to spend money on that guy. I wouldn't even take him on a free. People want to spend 70 million quid on Harry Kane. Jeez. Come on.
You know what Arsenal are.
Look,
you would make back the money that you would make back.
No, you ain't making back nothing. Look to the future. Look to the future.
You would make money back. Certainly, you would make money back.
Yeah, look, we're going to win leagues, right?
We can't afford. We can't
win
afford
leagues and make that money back by
project.
playing Harry Kane. You can buy other players. You don't have to buy Harry Kane. He's not the only player that wins you a league.
Like we're literally going to be challenging again on all fronts next season. We can't afford to have another project striker.
Yeah, instantly.
We can't do this anymore. We need to sign.
Is Harry Kane a project?
No, I'm talking about. We need to sign a player.
Yeah.
He means an Ekatike as a project.
That is done. They're ready to go. Not like a Liam Delap or an Ekatike.
Oh, fuck that. No, fuck that.
We need to sign a guy that has done it for a number of years and the data's there and he's done it on all levels, like international, Champions League. Like he's literally, and he's also won stuff as well. Like we can't mess around with a forward anymore like that. And, I think we will.
But has he said he wants to come home? Has he said he wants to leave Bayern? Has he said he wants to leave?
Yeah,
he hasn't.
Well,
he hasn't.
The
guy wears lederhosen, doesn't he? He does that slappy thing. Like you've seen the videos.
Yeah, I don't want him at Liverpool, man. He's so English. I don't like England players at Liverpool. I'm sorry. I know that I'm Irish. I'm not from Liverpool, so it's not my thing to say. But
Irish and jocks. And Japanese.
I like Scousers. Yeah, he's the most England player of all time. Harry Kane is one of those England players. Him and Frank Lampard and John Terry. They are just the most England players.
Kane is allergic to silverware.
Yeah, Wing Commander Harry Kane. RAF.
That's why he went to Germany to seek out the Red Baron von Richthofen.
Oh, he has 149 kills, 89 successful bombing raids, But no, the guy, look, he's not a Liverpool player, man. I cannot see him in the red kit. But look, if he comes back, he's a guaranteed goal machine. But yeah, do that for 2 years. Why not get like you were saying? I think Osimhen, if it doesn't work after 1 year, you could probably get 90% of your money back. 100% if you sell him to Saudi. Fuck it. Why not? I think if you look at his numbers, like you're saying, in a real basic way, he starts early. Belgium, France, The Turkey thing is what it is, but at least he's still scoring goals.
Oh.
His numbers just go up every single year. Every single year, his numbers go up. So if you have
KJ is giving an answer or giving you some clarification.
I think it's 70 million quid. I think it's 72 is what I heard. But look, his numbers.
I think they're willing to accept 50, mate.
Oh yeah, a clause is a clause. Like he's out.
Yeah, but I think they're willing to accept 50. They want him gone.
Spurs have right first refusal.
Yeah.
Apparently,
but he won't go back to Spurs. He won't go back.
He won't go back to Spurs. I don't think.
Wasn't it hilarious when he left? Wasn't it hilarious when he left? He left Spurs and went to Bayern, and it was like the first league they hadn't won in like 11 years or something stupid.
The voodoo is real. The voodoo is real.
I just don't know.
And he scored like everyone talking about everybody else.
At least he's
Everyone
finally
keeps
going to
talking
break
about
the
a
curse.
bona fide number 9. Bona fide number 9. Bagman.
There's
not many, mate.
Is someone out
There's
there
not
that can
many.
score goals.
The problem is, I
Kane
think
is
the
a
real
player that is not a project player and is out there that could score goals. And I think that he would be a fantastic addition, considering that we have 2 players in the fold that are probably going to be with us for the next 2 years. And it'd be a great little 2-year project, basically, to have that be the case. That's all. At least one from my perspective. But
no, I don't ever want to see him play for Liverpool, man. He's an asshole.
it's all good. To each is their own, right? To each is their own.
Yeah, that guy, man. Just don't want to see it.
All right.
He doesn't like him.
Wow. I got you.
He's saying certain words, doesn't he, poor Harry? You know, 'cause I think he's got a cleft palate. Is what's wrong with his mouth, because his mouth's a bit weird, and Harry, like, and when he speaks,
Because he's from the 1940s. It's because he's from the 1940s.
He reminds me of David Beckham speaking. It's like I don't know. It's like they were never really taught how to speak.
Him and Harry Maguire. Imagine.
Oh yeah, they're all a bunch of really a good bunch of lads, aren't they? Them lot.
Oh yeah.
Harry Maguire.
That's what you need. That's what wins you titles.
I mean, you do. I mean, we all do realise the reason why
Well,
Harry Kane's doing so well in Germany, because
he's
like forwards in Germany get so much time on the ball, like a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah, I agree with that. They get a lot of.
He's pretty good too. He's pretty good at doing sticking in the back.
He's doing it in the Prem as well.
Yeah,
He's a top goal scorer.
he's been banging 20 goals like at Spurs.
top goal scorer.
Dismiss that.
Yeah.
Is it? Would you go?
He
Would
needs to
you
blame his
say?
brother, man. That 6-year contract he signed at Spurs.
But the whole of the Spurs team basically accommodated him, though. We know that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Spurs I mean, to them, son, I mean, flipping hell, man, you're banging 20 goals at that club every season.
But that's what we're doing for Mo. Nalante, that's what we're doing for Mo.
I know, but I understand that, Kane. I'm talking about Kane. Mo is Mo. He's a winger, so I'm not bothered.
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
fair.
Yeah. So I'm just talking about as a general forward, what Kane done. I thought he would struggle first. You know, when he got the 20 goals, I thought one season wonder, and he's banged in the goals. And yeah, they might cater him, but look at the Tottenham team he's had to play. Look at
he kicked off and he never stopped.
Has he got like 216 in the Prem or something?
Yeah. Exactly,
mental.
I mean, I think the most important thing. I mean, we can have opinions, Kane, and for you, K-Mac, Osimhen. I mean, your opinion was fair enough, but I think the fact of the matter is this summer. I mean, if you take away the top strikers, I mean, I know the Isak thing's there. We probably won't. We're not going to go and get him. It doesn't look like it. There's not someone that stands out like a sore thumb for number 9.
I agree, mate.
That is the issue. This is the problem. So, and whoever comes in, who's realistically is going to be a risk. Yeah, and this is the problem we face. Unless we stump up the cash, then yeah, we just have to go. Oh, great. We hope you do well. Darwin Núñez, part 2, and that's it. That's what it's going to be, unfortunately.
Very, very true. Very, very true. Would you? Quick question: Would you classify?
Isn't Kane on 400,000 a week? By the way.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
Exactly.
But yeah.
70 million quid transfer fee, and you're having to match 400k for a 32-year-old.
Never
Come on,
happen.
ain't gonna happen.
FSG? Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
does that sound like something FSG are going to do?
It literally took 9 months for them to actually decide on Virgil and Mo. Like they're not going to go for Kane at that age.
Yeah, no, KJ is saying he'd take a pay cut. He's not taking a pay cut. Why would he take a pay cut?
Just to have a little fun with our rivals here, do you think that Harry Maguire right now is the version of
the best striker at Manchester United?
Yeah, is
yeah.
No, I was gonna say is the Tomine is basically their Tomine of last year.
McTominay.
Yeah,
he scored 2 goals in his last game, by the way.
Yeah, he scored 2
he's
for
on
Napoli.
form.
He's
Yeah,
been good there.
he is
Fire.
ripping it up in Italy.
Ripping it
This
up.
is weird.
I
Him and
think he's
Lukaku.
voted fans player of the year or something like that.
Yeah,
They love
can't
yeah.
Napoli
Good
fans
for them.
love McTominay.
What
Out
about
of
him
the
as a
darkness
weekend?
into the light.
Did you hear that?
McTominay bailed out. He was often the the person that
Matt.
always got the finger pointed at him as being a problem, someone that why is he on the pitch? He bailed him out of a lot of games last year. Played well in a bunch of games for him, surprisingly so. Got some big goals for him. McGuire's gotten some big goals this year for them, by the way. That's why I was just wondering on that.
I think he got like one in Europe, and then he got that last win against Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got 2. Yeah, I think he got one against Leicester, obviously against his old club. I think that won him a
He
game.
got the one
like,
against
in the 95th.
against
He
Lille.
got something in Europe then as well, I think.
Yeah, he got the goal against Lille.
Well, that's because
Yeah,
that's
he's had 2 big ones
basically they played him, and
in the Coker.
they played him up front.
Yeah,
Like,
threw him up front. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They played him up front, and he obviously scored the winner against 10 men. Like, that was a really good game.
Sorry, and before you go, just in case, I know that we're getting late, but just in case, K-Mac, there is one thing I do need to bring up with you.
Oh,
so we can either bring
Sounds
it
like
up
I'm getting
now or
bollocks
we
here.
can bring it up later on or before you go or whatever. But there is just one
Yeah,
thing
let's
I
do it now.
need
Let's
to
do it
bring
now.
up with you.
We can do it now if you want.
Okay.
There is one thing I will say too, real quick. Let me just point one more point.
Okay.
I will say this. There was the striker
but...
thing. Oh no, nothing serious. I'm gonna say, Lisa. I was gonna say the striker thing. There is a name out there that I do like that is a young enough player that the likelihood of him coming to this team is next to 0 probably. But that would be Lautaro Martinez. I think that he would be a fantastic.
Oh, don't tickle my ivories like that. Come on.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's just
don't do that to us.
Come on, that's
don't
naughty.
do that to us.
It's just
Pops knows Barnes doesn't. If I said that,
Agent
Barnes would be going crazy in the chat right now. Like, no,
don't be bringing into players up like this. No.
See, I'm not the only one. KJ says no. I think he's a good player.
He's a great player. He's a great player. There's a player that I've talked about that no one's mentioned, who's quietly doing the business, has done for a number of years, and for me, he feels like the next Jota on the in the making, not for injuries but for playing, and that's Gonzalo Ramos, who plays for PSG.
Great player, great finisher.
Portuguese forward, scores bags of goals. He's got like 18 goals this season, I think, and he's not really played that much.
Doesn't start, he doesn't even start from. He's a proper finisher.
Really good player. Played really well in a lot of. I think he's played in 3 different leagues. He's still only 23, by the way, but that's a guy that I would definitely.
He's similar to Lautaro.
If you're looking at data,
he's a box player and he's stocky.
Yeah,
he's very similar to Lautaro. He's a box finisher.
Yeah,
and he's stocky. He's well built. Gonzalo Ramos is a great player, man. Potential.
Yeah, I like him.
What did you want to mention, Bri? Sorry, we went off.
Okay, K-Mac, I have a question for you. Okay, if Alisson Becker was injured, right, for our next game, who would start in goal for Liverpool?
I'd probably play Yaros because he's only got one game under his belt this season, and probably do with giving him a couple more so we can get a medal.
If Yaros
and he's potentially going to be our number 3.
Okay, if Yaros was injured, who would start in goal?
What if Yaros was injured? Who would start?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Queven. Queven's been sensational.
Right, okay, and how would you say his full name?
Is it Queven Keller?
No.
Oh, how'd you say it?
See, this is the thing. You've been calling him Keller for about 2 years now, right?
Is it Kelleher?
Kelleher.
It's Kelleher.
Is it Kelleher? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been saying Cody Gap. I've been saying Cody Gapco wrong as well, mate.
Yeah, you've been calling him Queven Keller for like the last 2 years, and every time I hear you say it, it's like my head goes, that's really fucking up. It's
I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah. Kel
Kevin's funny.
Not Keller, like Helen Keller.
Mate, you should have a conversation with my wife, because the amount of time she's gone, how'd you say that again?
Is that why you said Angelo Stiller before and then said it again? You had Angelo Stiller.
Did I say Angelo? Well, like Merkel. Angelo Merkel.
I thought you said
the German, as you know, JK.
Did I say Jaros right? I did say Jaros right, okay.
Yeah, but see, the fucked up thing is, the thing is,
I think you are right.
The fucked up thing is, you get Queeving. Everybody gets Queeving wrong. You say Queeving, well, look, it's close enough, right?
Yeah.
Nobody can say Queeving right, but you get the fucking Keller.
Easier one.
That's stupid. Like everyone gets the Queeving right. You get that right, but you get the fucking Keller. Everyone can do the Keller.
Right, I was calling.
I know it well because we have a family called that behind us.
I was calling him Big Kev for ages. I was calling him Big Kev for ages because I couldn't say his first name. Yeah. I was just calling him Kev, and people were like, "Who's he?" And I'm like, the goalie. And they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, Big Kev."
Well, Yaros is a name that we are going to possibly see a little bit more. I think that he just signed an extension.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And that was actually really I'm happy to see that, because he's a very coveted goalkeeper right now, and it does pay to have your goalkeeping committee pretty well stacked, as we can all see. If we didn't have Kelleher as our goalkeeper, right, we would have been in different settings right now, possibly, because AB1 was not always available. So it did make a major difference. I'm interested to see where Kelleher moves on to, who we end up selling to. I actually do think Bournemouth is a great landing spot for him. I think that'd be a team that
will have to go back to Chelsea, right? Kepa's only on loan at Bournemouth still.
He's only on loan.
They can't afford his wages.
Oh, fuck yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
He's on like
270 million pound keeper.
Yeah, he's on like over 200 grand or something.
It would be a decent move for Queven, wouldn't it? It's good to see Galaxies playing in Germany and that, because we caught against him, didn't we, again this season? But I just hope he gets a good move wherever he goes, that it's a good one for him,
That's a great shout, that. Jaros will have 2 back-to-back titles. Because he got one with Graz.
Oh, was he here under Klopp?
No.
He got one. He got one in Austria.
Right, I get you. Okay.
Yeah, so we get 2 back-to-back titles. That's really good. Yep. He won a cup as well. He won a cup with Sturm Graz as well, right?
Yeah,
the life of a third choice.
They really.
Yeah, the life of a third choice keeper.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, they thought that he was a good player for them. All right. Any last parting shouts you guys want to give? We're gonna wrap this episode up. Big shout out to Bernie, by the way. She bounced from the panel for a little early, but we all send our appreciations for her contributions to the conversation. Let's just go right down the line. JK, do you have anything you want to say?
No. Top show, bro. Great to see so many people on the panel as well. That's up the chat as always. KJ, Pop, Bonkers, Kevin, everyone, Dustin. Good to see everyone. Win the league 20 times, bro.
Top 20 times. 20 times. Yes.
Brian. Dutch manager, Dutch captain. First Dutch guys to do it.
Yeah.
Great
first
to see.
Dutch captain, first Dutch manager to win the Premier League for sure. Which is surprising. Go ahead.
First Hungarian player to win the Premier League. First Greek player to win the Premier League as well, by the way.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. International represent.
Yeah, Dom.
These are good things.
Hopefully not the last.
I'm going to put some funnies up on my background just so you can have a laugh. Okay.
Oh, I can't. Let me see what it is.
He lies 20 times, John.
Oh gosh.
I thought you might like this
there
one.
You go.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Cigar out.
Oh, red
There you
nose.
go.
There you go.
I like that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
There you go,
Odegaard.
Martin.
I've seen that Odegaard one taking the picture.
Yeah.
I also want to see if you get this one.
Oh, Endo and Taki.
Do you get it?
Oh,
Do you get it? Always have a Japanese player in your team when you want to win the Premier.
Yeah, when you win,
There you go.
you plan on winning the
Or
league. Have a Japanese player on your team for sure.
Or a Scotsman.
Or a Scotsman.
This summarize. Stop by his guy through thick and thin.
And then the
That's
best
right.
one.
That's right. Brian, give the people what you want to say.
No, this was nice tonight. You know, I needed this a little bit today. Things have been weird. Things have been different. Everybody who knows.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been very much. I didn't see the game. I didn't watch the game. I didn't, but I just want to just involve myself with a lot of people who are having a good time, and enjoying what this is like. Everybody, like I said, this doesn't happen very often. So just forget about all the negativity, forget about all the other bits and pieces, and just live this right now. It mightn't happen again. Hopefully it happens again next year. But we just need to live right now where we are, and this is where we are. So all these people, all these great people, all these great fans out there, I just want to say, it's been great to talk to you all so many times, and tonight to talk to all you people tonight. It's just been different. It's been really helpful for me. So it's crazy. This is life. You win the league one day, and the next day something else happens. So I just can't really put it into words properly. But talking to you boys tonight and all the people in chat has been a really big help for me. So I just really have, the party only starts today. Only starts today. So just tell those people to just tell your loved ones you love them. I suppose that's all I can say.
No doubt.
Big up, Brian.
Great advice.
Yeah, big up. Brian.
Yeah. Definitely want to celebrate the good times for sure. Brian, excuse me, Lee. What would you like to share with the people before we get to our last two panelists?
Yeah, it is. It's a once in a, not once in a lifetime. It's almost once in a lifetime. We won it once before since I've been an adult. So I hope there's more to come. I hope this ushers in more Premier League titles for us, and we don't just fall behind or something. You know what I mean? Let's hope we can do it next year as well, isn't it? And properly defend it this time. Frickford spoiled it last time, didn't he? But hopefully we'll be able to make a good go of defending it this time.
I got what you're saying. Okay, all right.
We could give Alex Ferguson a complimentary ticket to come to Anfield if we clinched our 21st title next summer, next May. Send him a ticket, say, you can come.
Okay.
I think we should level his football ground. Turn it into a car park.
Are those your final words here? Or no?
For Prickford. Tiny arms.
Yeah. His name is his name is Pigford, I believe is his birth name.
Yeah, it's Prickford. It's Prickford to me. Yeah.
Okay.
He nearly killed the best defender in the world ever for me. He nearly killed him. Just drink it in, guys. Just take the piss out of everyone. Like, just honestly, just milk it. Like, it's only just started. Like, we've still got another 4 games to go, and then we've got all of the summer to just be absolute pricks to everyone and just let everybody know that we are the champions. Just love it, because this feeling is just amazing. And next season we go again, and I'm telling you, like the revival is back. Like, it went away for a couple of years, but it's back now, and the guys won it with somebody else's players. like it's just unreal. Like, number one at everything: goals, assists, chances created, shots on goal. Like, it's just we're just number one at everything. Like, that's just how good we've been. Like, and that's how you win the Premier League. You blow every other team away, so they just sit there at Christmas and go, shit, what do we do? Like, we can't catch these guys. And we just do it again. Like, 2 losses all season so far. And yeah, if we lose games now, like, we obviously know why, because players are drunk.
No,
especially Robbo. Robbo's probably going to be drunk a lot, because he was the last time we did it. But just milk it and just love every minute of it. All right, big up. You'll never walk alone. And honestly, Arnie Slot giving that chant to Jurgen is so classy. We're such a classy club. Such a classy club.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a good shout. Very good shout. Milante, what you got for the people? Oh, there, Milante?
Yeah, sorry, my screen started freezing. Big up the panel, big up the chat. Some regulars ain't seen in a while. KJ, etc. And big up Brian. Obviously, we know what's going on. Thoughts and praise to you. You know what I mean? And family, and a bit of joy. And mentioning of your guy Darwin Núñez helped.
It brings a little smile.
Yeah, good old Darwin, bro. But now big up yourself, Brian. Look, all I've got to say is 20 times, and we're winning. 20 times, I say. 20 times, and we're winning. We're going to be top of the league by May. Get in
there. You go. Get in there. Get in there, you beauty.
Oops.
All right. So with that,
big up, guys. Yeah. Let's go. Peace out.
Peace out. That's right, brothers and sisters. 20 is what we have on the mantle. It'll be an absolutely incredible moment to share with each and every one of you that gets to go to parade. Again, if you are going to go to parade, try to be safe, obviously, but also maybe link up with some of the brethren. It'd be great to see everyone get linked up. It'd be great to see some of the photos and videos and the likes. But most of all, let's enjoy these next 4 games. We can sit back and kind of hang out on the throne for a little bit, and just watch the others scrap and scrape to try to get Champions League status, as we are the champion of England. So big up. Definitely thank you to, as I said, to K-Mac and to Bernie for joining us. Shout out to Lee for joining us. Shout out to JK and Alante for joining us. Big shout out to Brian. Definitely thoughts and prayers are with your family and everything that's going with the circumstances that you're going through, which are not ever easy. And to those out there in our chat, for those out there that's seeing this on replay, definitely show some love towards another Red by, give them a high five or a hug, or, some kind words, some more, maybe dropping the 2-0 in front of them or something, whatever you can, because this is really the moment where recognizing that we're making this walk together really makes a difference. And we've had some ups and we have some downs this year. And whether on the pitch or off the pitch, it's about recognizing, as Brian put so eloquently earlier, recognizing that this might not come for another long period of time. Sure, in the 80s, when it was almost like a given that the league title was going to be paraded through Liverpool. I'm sure everyone thought that was going to be the settings, and then next thing you know, here we are. Here we went, good 30 years practically of nothing when it came to these titles from the English league, for England at least. But hopefully, we can start making this a dynasty again, in the sense of acquiring these Premier League titles. And I'm hoping that you're there with us for the walk. So with that said, we'll be back tomorrow. I wish each and every one of you the best. And if anything, it's as simple does. Up the Reds, my friends. Up the Reds, my family. All right. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow.